third place match is still going to take home $1,000. So once again, thanks to the sponsors, the U.S. Army and the Center Ring podcast, for making this tournament possible. We're really excited to be working with Philly Esports to put on monthly tournaments that are free to enter with cash prizes. It's an organization run by veterans, so only fitting that they're sponsored by the U.S. Army, and we're really excited to be a part of it today.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, now that we've kind of covered more of those overhead things, let's talk a little bit how specifically this tournament is going to be going. So right now we are in the top 8 teams, and it is going to be a single elimination bracket, best of 3. So today we've got UC Irvine, going up against Miami University. And well, one of these teams is going to be sent home while the next one is going to be advancing. Today we are going to be going through most of these placement matches in order to get to our semifinals. But still, a lot on the line. There's no chance to mess up here. If one of these teams loses, then they will be out of the tournament. So you know that both of these teams are going to be bringing their A game. Rome, can you give me a little bit of a history between these two teams?
Yeah, so far, both of them have 2-0'd each match that they've played in this tournament. Now, UC Irvine is the number 2 seed, whereas the Red Hawks from Miami University of Ohio, they're the number 10 seed. So kind of defied somewhat the expectations to get here. UC Irvine, on the other hand, is a little bit more of a favorite. And remember, this is a single elimination tournament. And yes, they're all best of 3s, but still, if you slip up in one series, you're toast. And we're kind of getting closer towards the latter ends of the tournament. So things are starting to ramp up, and the pressure is starting to build for a pretty decent prize pool here. So the stakes are definitely high, and our first map is going to be Icebox, so it'll get pretty interesting pretty quickly. Be curious to see what compositions that we have out of both teams, if they try to do anything to break the mold a little bit from some of the kind of typical compositions that we see.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think many teams decide to break these typical compositions because, especially when we're talking about like a map like Icebox, you know, you've got those Viper lineups. That wall is just so important. But Rome, what else can you tell us about Icebox here?
Yeah, I mean, most people will be fairly familiar with the standard compositions. There are different variations, but most center around a Viper, at least, typically a Sova, Sage, a Jet. And then there can be some variations, some teams that choose to run no Sage and employ a Killjoy instead. Some people like to run an Omen still alongside the Viper. Some people like to run a Jet and a Reyna and kind of opt to go the double duelist route. And it looks like we're going to see some fairly standard compositions here, although it is interesting out of the squad from the Red Hawks. We're seeing a Skye actually on the board, which should be interesting. I mean, Skye is obviously a very powerful agent even after her nerfs to her flashes, which made it a little bit harder for her to play for herself, but she still pairs with Jet really well. And we see Skye come into play a little bit on Icebox, but not super frequently. So that's going to be something that I'll be kind of watching for, 2 initiators on the side of the Red Hawks, whereas just the Sova and the 2 duelists for UC Irvine.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of benefit to bringing another initiator as opposed to a duelist here. Once again, the big difference, as you highlighted, Skye versus Reyna, right? Reyna, it's really good. Those blinds are really important. But at the same time, Skye with the Guiding Light is just so good at getting information, even using the Trailblazer to scout things out a little bit more. So I'm definitely curious to see how this one goes. We are going to be starting out with Irvine on the attack. Meanwhile, it's going to be the Red Hawks on the defense for this pistol round. Let's see what strategy people can bring out, especially for this first round, because it is just the pistols, but already we're seeing a Viper wall being set up.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, there's just the one difference between the 2 compositions, and you know what Reyna allows you to do as a team is to have a player who can play on their own, really easily take duels and get away without being punished too much, whereas Skye kind of involves a little bit more counterplay, and as I mentioned before, pairs with Jet really well, and you see the 2 of them playing together on A site.
There we go. The round's going to start out. Just a quick little recon bolt. Right off the bat, we see that they are going to be putting pressure onto the A site. Already, Nibbler finds a pick. And already, the bomb is going down. That was an extremely efficient rush through mid, actually, and rotating around to B. Let's see what they're going to be able to do for this one. Phantom good for 1. Cheeky little headshot right there. And looking around doesn't know that everybody's going to be on the other side. But here are those Skye flashes, like we said, but there's too much pressure coming around for that to handle. Now Abyss's turn is up. Got Tucker right behind him. Sees Kyle, gets taken out. Quick little headshot there, Abyss. hanging out, last person alive, but that's going to be all she wrote, as that is going to be the first round going to Irvine.
Yeah, and that's a really fun attack that they just had there, going through B and using the stage wall to cut off the vision from sight and planting towards mid. They were able to get that initial pick on the player in kind of in kitchen, up elevated in that spot on B site, able to get that first pick and get the spike down. And from there, they really just had some fortuitous duels that they were able to win, and they got the pistol.
Yeah, absolutely. And now if we take a look at the buys, it looks like Irvine are going to be bringing in some nice weaponry here. Meanwhile, Tucker going to be going into a little bit of a cheeky shot, but Ponder starts it out. A headshot on a Nibbler. It's going to make their lives a little bit easier on the defense there. But let's see how they choose to engage. Already, Kyle just trading that one back onto Ponder. Now you can see Tucker taking a little bit more of an aggressive defensive angle, pressuring the back of A site, but it doesn't matter because Irvine have already made their way onto A. Now, just like we expected, we're going to be seeing the Red Hawks play for retake, but it's a 2v4 situation here. Atraxi just alone in the back. Platinum trying to make this one a little bit hard, but let's see it. Pressuring him out, pulls out the knife. You'd love to see a knife kill, and that's exactly what we're going to get now. Sheriff in hand, but AGO just comes in and cleans that one up as Irvine continues to forward their lead.
You love to see knives coming out early, Marks. You know, it's what the people want.
The knife out, you know?
yeah. We call those style points. They don't show up on the scoreboard, but they're appreciated nonetheless. And fairly expected result going into the round with the gun advantage. And now up 2-0, they'll be looking to run a bonus. But interestingly enough, Platinum, who's playing the Sova right now, is holding an operator. And keep in mind, this is while they have a jet on hand too, so this should be interesting.
Let's see how they want to make this attack happen. Slowing things down here, but it's going to be an aggressive push onto B this time. We can already see the rotations coming around from Miami. Now, the wall is going to be going up here. Tucker alone on this B site. Going to be throwing down the Venom onto the ground. Here comes the flash in. Kyle goes for the swing. Gets taken out. An excellent read by Abyss up in kitchen. Abyss running around here, but Platinum good with the operator. Let's make that one work. Platinum looking, watching the back. The spike is yet to be planted. Finally is able to go down here. And so it's going to be a retake, a 4v4 for Miami.
Yeah, and Platinum able to kind of help take some space on site with that operator. Really valuable.
Absolutely. We're going to do a little bit of an engagement here. Calpy gets caught off guard. Looking the wrong way. Nice pincer tactic, but Platinum once again getting another. AGU spraying him down. Ponder comes around, and Ponder with the double kill just to seal off the round. As this is going to be the first round for the Red Hawks, getting themselves onto the board.
Yeah, and definitely a costly round for them. They only come out of it with one rifle, but because on the bonus round,
hey, they do get an operator.
Exactly, they decided to purchase an operator, and now the Red Hawks are going to be able to have that on hand, which is really great. And it makes you wonder a little bit the question to, on a kind of a bonus round, purchase an operator. Platinum was able to get the initial pick with it, but after they started losing members on site and they had to kind of give up yellow control, they just got overwhelmed, and now they've lost the operator. And we'll see what kind of economic position that leaves them in, as it looks like, yeah, there is going to be a Marshal in the hands of Platinum. So interesting seeing Sova with the operator first and now with the Marshal.
I'm not going to say anything here, but I bet, that Sova player, Abyss, probably plays a lot of aim labs to make sure that they've got the aim down proper. Ponder given something to think about as Nibbler takes him out. Now, we see the rush coming in. Irvine, they're mad. They want to make this one work. It's an excellent just spray down here. Platinum now has Vandal in hand. They've rushed their way onto site. It's 2v2 right now. Using the Owl drone, scouting them out. Finds the other Sova. Now, has to be a little bit careful there. Abyss rolling around here. 2v2 retake. Unfortunately, not too many lineups unless they take out Platinum. Whoa, Nibbler just hops right into that shock bolt. Hate to see that happen. So much information being gathered, but what's this? Platinum on the flank. Wonder if they're gonna pick up on that one. They go for the tap. You can see they're completely not looking on the edge there. Nibbler peeking his head out. Gets a little bit of damage onto Tucker here. Tucker now going for the defuse. going to be up to Platinum to swing around. Platinum gets one, and Platinum gets another. He's looking nice and clean, as that's going to be another round for Irvine.
Well, things were looking really dire there for a moment, Marks. It was Platinum off the back of a tag on his drone in screens that he tried to break down the Sage wall and really get aggressive and try to get that frag. But it was the Viper for the Redhawks who was waiting to support, and he had to back off, but he was taken down to such low HP. And it was that really nice shock dart off the ceiling that knocked his Jet and Nibbler down to really low HP too. So they were in a 2v2 at really low HP, but that flank proved to be crucial as Platinum was able to get 2 kills, and we're seeing his expertise kind of start to pay off. This guy is no slouch. He's been around the tier 2 scene for a little bit, playing with Brimstone Val, and we're seeing that experience come through for Irvine.
Absolutely. I'm going to call, what do you call it? Style points on that shock bolt, just because you don't see that one too often. And right now we're seeing a little bit of style coming out from Irvine. Nibbler in a great position, gets a headshot onto Abyss, and this round is looking like it's all but done. They've only got pistols in hand. Ponder does have the Blade Storm out, but I don't know how much value Ponder's going to be able to get from it, Rome.
Yeah, left in a 1v5, it will be difficult. It's an eco round, so not surprising that he pulls it out to try to save some money for the next round. But so far, it's just been whiffs on whiffs, and here comes Nibbler and Calpie to finish it off. And another expected result on an eco, and UC Irvine continue to have a lot of success with the rain on hand. And really, we haven't seen too much out of Phantom, the Sky player, for the Redhawks in terms of plays off of Sky flashes or any particular great value from the heal. But right now, UC Irvine are really just like winning gunfights, and because they're winning, they're finding themselves in economic advantages. And if you also look, they have almost all of their ultimates on the board, and Ago, the Viper player, is the only one without it, and he's just 1 killer orb away from getting that Viper's Pit.
The Viper's Pit, such a strong ultimate. No matter which side you're on, Phantom gets an early headshot onto Nibbler. Hey, that's a good way to slow that momentum down. Meanwhile, AGO falls down as well. We're gonna be seeing the res come online. Calpie bringing Nibbler back into this. Couple of bullets flying across his head. Just gonna shrug that one off. Phantom's still in a great position. See how they want to engage here. Platinum comes alive with 2. All right, well, that's not great. The res does come out, but Nibbler's more than happy to just bite them down right there. Now, Phantom and Tucker. They got to make this one happen. Getting an early pick onto Kyle is a great way to start. The bomb has just been planted, so there's plenty of time for these two. No lineups available, as there's only a Sage. Oh, Phantom spots him out. Now he's only got to deal with Nibbler. It's a 1v1 situation here. It's definitely still winnable for both of these teams. Let's not forget that Phantom does have a lot of utility online as well, and Phantom just swings out and just making an easy headshot to seal out the round, as Miami are not letting this one go. The Redhawks get their 2nd point on the board.
Yeah, and just before the round started, I kind of noted that Phantom hadn't found quite a lot of value with his utility, and actually that round, it wasn't the utility that got him value, but those 4 frags in that round. Started off with that really nice kill. The Lear came out from Kyle, and it was a nice little micro play from Phantom to kind of adjust so that the Lear stayed out. He didn't need to shoot it, but he wasn't blinded by it, and he was able to take out Nibbler, which forced out the ult from Irvine. Great little play there, and a lot of ultimates expended, but still 3 on the board for Irvine, and 2 in the Viper's Pit and Hunter's Fury for the Redhawks.
Absolutely. What are the odds that Phantom actually heard our comms and was like, well, okay, you think I'm not getting too much value here, then let me just get a couple of kills and make it 4. Nice. But regardless, Phantom really turning it up last round as we get into this next round. Already playing at a deficit. Phantom gets 1, but gets traded out for that. We'll be seeing the Hunter's Fury come online as well, but now it's 4v2. Atraxi in the flank as well. Ponder does fall down to the Hunter's Fury, though. You see that? That's 1. Now there's only 1 person left, and it is AGO. The swing comes through. Ataraxi doesn't even need help, just comes in, gets a clean headshot with that Vandal. And hey, this is starting to even out, Rome.
Yeah, that's a great round from the Redhawks to get themselves just a little bit closer to tying things up. It was on the verge of getting away from them at 4-1, and the round prior to this was really, really key. Phantom getting those 4 kills really helped them kind of get back into this, and they're finding themselves, starting to build up a little bit of economy of their own as they have an operator in the hands of Ponder now. Looks like he's going to be setting up on Rafters on A site. We'll see if he gets any value out of that. Still a couple ultimates on the board as well. We'll see if Tucker uses his.
What I'm curious about here is Platinum also bought an operator too. Right now, Irvine have a very scattered buy here, but they're getting ready to rush B. And good thing Tucker has that Viper's Pit. That's going to make pushing B that much harder. Atraxi already gets a first opening pick onto Kyle. Now, just a green mosh pit right now for both of these teams. You can see Irvine, they still want to take this into B, but, you know, it's almost impossible with how much green is going on here. It's looking like a scene out of a Nickelodeon cartoon, but Nibbler takes down Tucker, and suddenly all that green is just going to dissipate here. Phantom getting ready with the guiding light. He's sending it out top. Okay, tries to do it, but now they're going to use a Viper's Pit of their own, but Abyss immediately gets the spray through. The spam finding AGO, now the Viper's Pit is gone. It's still 1v3 though. An excellent hero play, but Platinum doesn't even care. Just comes out with the operator. Feels the nail in the coffin. It's now 5-3, Rome.
Yeah, and great job by Nibbler. Actually, with the Sheriff, even though he had the ult on board, he had the Blade Storm, but still got into the Viper's Pit and was able to take Tucker out with the Sheriff, bring down the Viper's Pit, and they were trying to bring one up of their own. Span came through on AGO, and it wasn't able to stand, but they still get the round, and Platinum holds on to the operator as well. So it's going to force the Redhawks onto another eco round with a bunch of Sheriffs and a Spectre as well in the hands of Edaraski. So it's going to be a little difficult for them with a gun disadvantage.
Blade Storm popped. Hildy coming in here. A lot of people hanging out in the back line, but Nibbler finds the first kill onto Ponder. No value gotten from the Blade Storm. And yeah, this is exactly what you predicted. We're seeing a little bit of a gun difference. That's going to be a very quick and easy round for Irvine as they're taking this to 6-3 now.
Yeah, nothing too crazy there. Good scaling onto the site. They're able to just use their advantage with the rifles to get a bunch of opening picks and just kind of dominate the round. It ends really quickly, and we're back onto a fairly even gun round. Although, something to note, the Redhawks do have two players with light armor not able to fully purchase the 50 points because their economy is still not fully up to speed, and only the one ultimate on board right now. Ataraxi just 1 point away from the res as well. Not too much on the other side for Irvine, though.
Yeah, a little worried for that operator in the hands of Platinum. He's been making that one look just clean. Now Tucker in a great position, but he looks away just at the wrong time. A little bit of a merry-go-round, a little bit of tag maybe, as they just kind of glaze past each other. The spike is down onto B. We've seen this before. Nibbler finding a headshot. Tucker moving in here. Has to check all of them. The Seekers are now online. He's got a little bit of information. It's going to be a dangerous swing, but he doesn't matter. He takes it anyways, gets a 2K. Tucker, you love to see that. Suddenly, this is looking a lot winnable. AGO, the last person standing, reloading, and Ponder's going to give him something to think about as he takes him out there. And that's going to be the 4th point for the Redhawks.
Yeah, and it was pretty easy for them to get the spike down. It didn't take too much effort, and saw Nibbler work through underneath Tube with the rest of his team after Calpie walled Tube, and he got pretty deep onto site. He was able to take a player out in Kitchen, and even went to swing, you know, kind of back into Snowman to see if there were any players rotating to try to take a position over there, but eventually got taken out, and they aren't able to really effectively hold the post plant. We're seeing Tucker kind of set up with a wall and a poison orb over towards B, but the site hit is setting up towards A.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really like that strategy where they rush mid, and then just go immediately onto B. A little unconventional from what you see here. Ponder looking away just at the wrong time. Or maybe it was Nibbler just at the right time. Swinging through now. Looks like here comes the Sage Wall up there. Ponder still in the back line. Holding on to that, Kyle seeks someone out. It's going to be dodging back and forth. Dodge traffic, you can dodge bullets. That's not the quote, but you know what I mean. And right now, it's just looking like utter domination coming in from the Redhawks. Calpie goes in for it. He's going to get a pie to the face as he gets taken out by Abyss, and that's going to be an easy defuse now for the Redhawks as they're keeping this one competitive, Rome.
Oh, yeah, definitely they are. And once again, a nice job on the retake. They kind of back off. They don't fight too hard on site, and they're able to overwhelm on the retake. And AGO was trying to get a flank going through mid-map, but the rotation from the opposing Viper, actually, and Tucker off of B site was really perfect. He's kind of showed up at Boiler right as AGO was swinging into his line of sight, able to get the kill and eliminate the flank early before it really caused any problems. And his teammates on site at A had already begun the retake to get some frags, so made it a lot easier for them. Still fairly even round coming in here from the economy side. Mainly rifles on the board and an operator in the hands of Ponder.
Yeah, a little bit of a lighter shield for Irvine here. You know, they don't want to lose that last round. Ponder in a great position with this operator. Whoa, too many heads. Not enough bullets. Common problem for anybody playing with a sniper rifle. Ponder trying to get it. Pulls out the sheriff now, but there's just too much pressure coming in here. It's the last round in the half. Nibbler gonna watch out for the blue fury from Abyss. Gets an operator of his own. Has to be careful. There's somebody up there. Uh-oh. Don't want to be there. The spike is planted. Gonna be seeing a rescom onto Abyss. It's gonna be a 4v5 retake here. Platinum hurts his knees just a little bit, but Kyle gets the hit onto Phantom. Now Abyss coming in here. Gonna use a shock dart. Clear the site a little bit more, but it's not looking great. Kyle with good for another. Tucker in a great position. Has Abyss to swing with him as well. That's gonna be Kyle falling down. Swing come out here, and that's going to be an easy 2K coming in from AGO and Cowpie. That one almost looked coordinated with how quickly they got those headshots, but it's going to be 7-5 in the first half for the Redhawks.
Yeah, and you know, it's really something else. Irvine, the way they kind of scaled into sight so quickly, Ponder was caught a little bit too deep fighting for space, and when two players swung out of maze, he was able to get out of there, but was eventually punished underneath rafters. And I think that might have been the difference in what kind of stalled the retake a little bit from the Redhawks. They just didn't have as many players up. Not everyone was able to get out of sight before the spike went down. And there was also no presence on the flank, and they have had a couple. They'd had a couple of players work through and try to, you know, make UC Irvine think about it a little bit, but no presence in that round. And we're switching halves, and we're onto the pistol, and we'll see how the Redhawks approach their attack, opting to go the kind of traditional route through B main.
Yeah, they're not up to any crazy shenanigans going through mid, rushing it over there. Now we can see so much space already afforded to, what do you call it? The Redhawks here. They're getting ready to go for the plant. It's gonna be a quick plant. Let's see it. Kyle tries to spray down Ponder, but Ponder just a little bit quicker. Now, Cowboy also found Phantom here. Ponder looking around. Gonna use that little bit of a stutter step. Like an 80s disco scene right now. The counter wall coming up. You'll love to see that. Just give him a little bit more time, a little bit more pressure here. Shock darts coming in. Excellent read from Abyss. Now, there's just going to be a rush in. Cowpie falls down, and now it's all up to Nibbler, but there's just too many bodies. As it's looking like a scene out of a zombie movie right there. And the first round on the board is going to go to the Redhawks for the half.
Yeah, and there were a lot of players rotating through mid right after the spike was planted. And Nibbler kind of stuck around there as well as everything was going down in the side. It was waiting to see if he would actually get in kind of into the mix, either just get onto site or start a flank of his own. But it looked like he was a little weary of a player from the Redhawks trying to do a flank of their own and add a little bit of presence from underneath tube. And he just wasn't able to get involved into the fight until he was at a significant numbers disadvantage. And now the Redhawks are on the verge of tying this matchup.
Yeah, AJO immediately getting tagged up. Says, I'm just going to hide behind my wall. A little bit safer over here.
Takes some damage too, but gets away.
On the flank, Tucker, though, going to be ready for that one. Oh, you hate to see that happen. Good idea, but unfortunately just not enough. AGO, meanwhile, walks into a wall. Not what you want to do. Like just people walking into a windowed screen, and that's going to just be a very quick and easy cleanup from the Redhawks as they tie up our game.
Yeah, and an excellent job to you know, keep all their weapons. Ponder only buying a sheriff, potentially setting himself up to have an operator. No, looks like just trying to save some eco, and he's going to be able to buy the Vandal and still have quite a bit of money in the bank. The rest of his team is going to hold on to their Spectres, and Abyss has a Bulldog going up against the full rifles from UC Irvine. No force on the third round of a operator this time. So they set up pretty similar to what we've seen before with AGO set up on the B site.
Looks like they're going for a little bit of a split, maybe a bait and switch, just dump a lot of utility on B, and then, meanwhile, send in on A. Ponder and Ataraxi kind of setting up for that, but let's see how they want to do this. You can see a little bit of a rotation coming through. A lot of green walls blocking sight. Deny all of that vision. Now we're seeing the execute onto A. Ponder being the first man moving in. Being real careful about those corners. Nibbler is in the back there. Gets spotted out. Great reaction just to hide. Okay, they are going to have the Sage heal here, but it looks like the rotations are coming through. They have to be careful. Irvine are going to be moving in real fast. Up comes the wall, and now Ataraxi should be able to get this plant down. Redhawks are in an excellent position here as the rest of their team rotates through the back. Nibbler flies over. Jumping headshot. Man, we need a style points board right now, Rome, because a lot of crazy things are happening here. Suddenly, it's 3v2. Retake coming in. Nibbler going to go for the defuse first. Cowpie on a great angle to watch things out. Gets one, gets two. And that's going to be the first victory on the board in this half for Irvine on this defense.
Yeah, and a really nice recovery there from Irvine to get their first round of the half. They were somewhat caught by the fake. They had 3 players playing on B side and a player at Boiler and just 1 left on A when the players started to aggress on from the Redhawks, and they got 2 picks, 1 on site and 1 in mid, but still you see Irvine able to really kind of startle, I think, the Redhawks and surprise them a little bit. That play from Nibbler using the updraft and then just kind of floating on top of the stage wall and getting that kill on the spike was really crucial, and then just from there, a little cloud burst and sticks it, gets them a round win.
Nibbler getting real aggressive, popping that Blade Storm early, wanted to go, but immediately backs off after getting flashed. Oh, it's an excellent headshot onto Ponder. So clean, give me those knives back. Too many chefs in this kitchen. Now Phantom gets tagged up by the Owl Drone. It's gonna be backing off here, but right now, we can see they're rotating around through the mid right now on this defense. Ataraxi finding Nibbler. Huge pick right there. Platinum trying to trade it back, but Ataraxi just a little bit more accurate. Now, it's looking like this is all coming up. Redhawks 5v2. They should be able to get this spike down, Rome.
Yep, they should, and they did need to invest that res from Ataraxi.
Oh no.
It looks like it will still result in a round win, so certainly not a waste, but unfortunate there from Platinum. He had really clear shots on one of the players from the Redhawks and just wasn't quite able to get the aim to reset, it looked like, with the Phantom, and had a couple little bursts that missed and got taken down in top nest on A site. And it looks like that may force UC Irvine back onto another save round here with just a couple sheriffs, with a little bit of light armor. Meanwhile, the Redhawks, because they won those first 2 rounds, they're going to have their rifles in hand, full armor, and man, UC Irvine going for a full A site stack. They might have a good read on this.
Let's see how this goes. This is not too out there, honestly. You know, you just rush everyone forwards. Right now, it's working out for them. They've gotten so many kills. Right now, it's 4v2. Now they're going to also be able to pick up a bunch of rifles as well off those kills. We can see the rush is coming through. Haven't seen this strategy since StarCraft was popular. A lot of Zerglings running at you, but Tucker actually on this flank finds Cowpie. Evens things out a little bit. The Sova is still in the back here. Platinum gonna scope out Abyss. Gets the headshot there, and suddenly this is falling apart for the Redhawks. Miami University, they've only got Tucker left. The spike is nowhere near where they are. Looking for an opportunity, but it might be better just to kind of wait this one out. Look at that, a 3-pronged attack. It's going to be very difficult to make anything happen here. Utility coming in. The recon bolts. Okay, now everybody's kind of showing their hand here. Don't line up, because that's going to be a bad time, and Kyle just gets the quick kill. And now Irvine, they re-secure their lead. It is now 9-8.
I mean, what a great read from Irvine. It works out really well. They call out the A site stack, and they, you know, credit to them. They got really aggressive. They were able to get a couple of picks early. And even when Tucker was running that flank, he got one player, I believe it was the Sage Cowpie from Irvine. But his position is revealed at that point, and the rest of the players were already so pushed up that he wasn't an immediate threat, and they had spike control, they had rifles, and off of that drone from Platinum, they were able to take out the player kind of close to the spike anyway, and from there it was pretty easy for them. They steal around there, Marks. That's really key.
Absolutely. Swing the momentum back in their favor. Meanwhile, Blade Storm popped right now. For Ponder gets one. Let's see a good Blade Storm play. Oh boy. Nibbler, a little bit scared, goes through it, almost gets the headshot off with the knife, unfortunately doesn't get it, but now has a Vandal in hand. Ponder getting really aggressive here, seeks out Platinum, gonna be trading back, pinged him up a little bit, but Platinum gets the headshot. Put him in his place. Now, it is 4v3 on this retake here. Irvine looking for an opportunity. They stacked 3 people up top here. Now they're spreading out onto site. Oh, it's going to be a res coming in. The res does come off, which is good enough because AGO swung through, gets the kill. And now it's all Ataraxi on the back line. Let's see if they're ready for this one. This is going to be some sort of miracle play coming through. That's one. Goes to the second, but Platinum just sidesteps that and gets a headshot of his own. Now, it is 10-8. Irvine in a much better position. They've hit double digits, 3 rounds away from getting map number 1.
Yeah, and after that first kill from Ponder coming out to sight, it looked like he might really open things up, but Nibbler was able to get away, dashed, really nice use of the Cloudburst to kind of effectively, you know, give himself some cover to get away. And there was another one of his teammates who was tagged by the drone, and, you know, it looked like Ponder tried to get some shots onto him, wasn't able to do it and lost the blades, had to pick up a Vandal and wasn't able to win that fight in screens. And from there, it was a fairly easy defuse for Irvine. They find themselves up 10-1 now and facing an eco from the Redhawks.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of this actually comes down to that Sky pick instead of that, what do you call it, duelist. And well, right now, it's not looking good for them, even on this Ego round. They haven't even made any moves yet, and already they're down 2 players, Rome.
Yeah, it's an eco round, so it's somewhat to be expected. Ataraxi does have a Vandal in hand, so they might be looking to try to set him up.
Oh!
Able to get one, but trade it out.
It gets taken out. Now it's all up to Abyss. Might be just hanging out in that empty space here. This is not looking very winnable for them. Calpie just comes out and finishes out the round. Now, 2 rounds away from winning this out. Irvine in a great position.
Yeah, it was a really funky kind of play from Calpie there. Actually slows right in front of him, and it looked like that cause. I think it was Abyss who was the last one left to kind of turn away, but then he just swings out and he's able to get the kill. He was so low health, and he had like 15 left. All he needed was to land a body shot.
And it was a switch.
it really was. It's a nice little play there. And now as we're kind of approaching map point for UC Irvine, take a look at the ultimates on the board. 2 for both squads, and a couple more that are going to be on the horizon here as we get towards some of the more deciding rounds.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fake coming in from the Redhawks. They have that Sage on that B side, popping ultimates. Hunter's Fury online. Platinum finds Phantom. That's not what you want to see here. Regardless, though, I like the, what do you call it? Non-over rotation. That's not a word. You know what I meant, Robe. But regardless, they have people on B, and that's going to be very important because the Sage is moving up here. AGO has to be looking by yellow. Otherwise, Ataraxi is going to have a free plant. Thankfully, Calpie is close by. But I think they're able to read this one properly. AGO now looking. Oh, man. It's like a game of hide and seek. Ataraxi comes in. Finds AGO. Now this should be a plant. Calpie going to be rotating around very quickly. Phil Tucker is here as well. Going to be popping that Viper's Pit. Make it a little bit harder to see people. The rest of the team is going to be rotating around. It's a 4v2 on this retake. See how they want to play this. Platinum finds Ataraxi. That was just Tucker hanging out in this pit. Comes out there, and that's a very quick headshot from Nibbler. As now UC Irvine 1 round away from taking map number 1.
Yeah, and Platinum really opened that up with that initial pick with the Hunter's Fury. Nibbler able to follow it up with a kill with the Operator. And despite the fact that AGO goes down on site and the Redhawks are able to get a plant, not enough in the end. And they're going to be up 12-0, and it's not going to be the strongest of buys either from the Redhawks. A couple of rifles on the board, yes, but also a Spectre we're seeing already in the hands of Abyss. They are going to have the Resurrection from Ataraxi and the Hunter's Fury from Abyss. Lord does have Blade Storm as well as the Operator. It's a dangerous combination. We'll see what kind of value they can get, but it's the only ultimate on the board right now for UC Irvine.
Yeah, this is not looking great for the Redhawks here, but they have to make something happen. This is the opportunity to do so, make the buy a little bit better for the next round. Kyle gets pinged up. Hunter's Fury going to be coming out online looking for something, but Ponder already found Calpie. That's what you want to see. Ponder good for another as well. Headshot with the Guardian. He'll be protecting all of this. Wait, he's on defense. That joke doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter because Tucker with another headshot on a Nibbler. Suddenly, this round is looking like it's all coming up Redhawks. Okay, now there's only one. Gonna be Kyle with the Operator. I don't know if Kyle's gonna actually push forward because this might be a good opportunity to just save that thing, Rome.
Yeah, they have a pretty significant economic advantage, so he can just play for exits, and it looks like that's probably what he's going to do. If he saves it, great, but realistically, with the amount of economy they've built up, he doesn't really need to. Able to get 2, that's already a win. See if he can get any more. hope for a round win, though, is pretty slim right now with him being on A site. Just kind of looking to see who we can catch.
Yeah, I think honestly, this is more than enough. You know, you've damaged the economy of the Red Hawks. Just like getting those 2 picks, making sure that they can't pick up rifles is going to be huge for Kyle. Of course, all of Irvine, honestly. But that way the economy is damaged and they get to take another swing in it, hopefully with a little bit more of a damage buy in the next round.
Yeah, and credit to, I believe it was Abyss too, with the Guardian opening up that, I don't remember if it was Abyss or Ponder, with the Guardian opening up the round with 2 kills going up against rifles. You need to have some precise aim, and precise aim he had. Able to buy themselves another round here on Icebox. But still, you see Irvine with a really good buy. Rifles and the operator, which was saved back in the hands of Nibbler. So we're not seeing Platinum using it anymore. And they have another pretty heavy stack towards A site. And interestingly enough, it's going to be Nibbler playing by himself on B. Normally they've had AGO playing over there, and it looks like he's just going to set up with the operator and most likely look to get away if he sees some heavy aggression.
Here comes the wall up. Kyle getting really aggressive with this defense. Uh-oh, finds one. Abyss is going to be down now. Actually, a giant rush on here. Phantom good with 2 headshots with a Vandal in hand. Phantom, why are you buying Vandals? You should be buying Phantoms. But regardless, it's looking clean right now. Irvine in a little bit of a precarious situation. They've only got 2 members left, up against 4 coming in from the Red Hawks. I think they want to do this. Right now, the Red Hawks playing this very slowly. Get around the corner.
And they don't know about AGO.
Here we go. AGO not looking in the right spot. Phantom good with another one. And now it's up to Nibbler. Operator in hand. We saw this with Kyle. Can Nibbler do something similar? It's a big ask here. Oh, that's one. All right. Looking all right all of a sudden. Nibbler getting aggressive here, but there's just too many bodies on the point. Hey, Rome. 2 rounds away from bringing us to overtime. You know, right now, the Red Hawks, they're feeling themselves.
Yeah, and it looked like UC Irvine had some memories of their thrifty round win where they got really aggressive on a site. They tried to recreate it, and they were able to get an initial pick. And I really like that play off the sage wall from Cowpie, boosting Kyle up there. He's able to get one, but after that first one, he drops down into CT spawn and really exposes himself. He's untradeable at that point because Cowpie was still up on belt. And unfortunately, he gets singled out, taken out, and then the rest of his teammates fall as well. So after an opening pick, they weren't able to do much more. Speaking of opening picks, there's Nibbler with another at the op, and they know the spike is over there, and he has vision right now of the spike with the operator in hand. That's a dangerous combo.
Thankfully, Ponder should be able to rescue that one just with the cloud burst. That's exactly what happens. But now, this might be the round that they needed. You can see a 3-man push up into mid. They spot out Tucker. Always swing with your teammates. It's like hall pass, you know, you always got to go in pairs of 2. Nibbler finding Abyss. Spike is not down. It's still in the hands of Ponder right now, but it's 2v5. Irvine in a great position to win out this series. Sorry, not the series, the first map. But here the Seekers come online as well. Get a little bit more information. They have to make something happen here, but it's a huge ask right now. Seeker's going to be taken out. Ponder making his way through kitchen. Does have the spike in hand. Once they get a little bit of information, they should be able to rotate around. You see Irvine just playing this one very slowly. Uh-oh. All right, they scouted them out. They know where they are.
30 seconds left.
Platinum, thankfully, playing in a great position. We see Ponder and Phantom moving through. The Bladestorm is going to be popped. Ponder ready to get aggressive. Finds one on AGO.
Oh.
Phantom. Oh, man. Oh, man. There we go. That's 2. They're making this one work. Suddenly it's 2v1. 1v1. The spike is down. Platinum seal the deal, should have plenty of time to defuse, as that's going to be map number 1. An excellent showing, honestly, from the Red Hawks to bring us so close in this series, but that's going to be our first map there, Rome.
Oh, wow. That's a really great job by the Red Hawks just up until the end. Able to get a couple of frags in there and take it back from a 2-5 into a 2v1 at one point. Platinum able to save the day in the end, but that was really something else. The Seekers were, great use when you're down 12-10. What else are you going to do? But in the end, it was Platinum who had a really nice little play to save one of his teammates earlier on in the 2v5, where he's playing back in the CT spawn, able to help one of his teammates out after the swing came out of kitchen. And it got a player down low, and it eventually ended up leading to them getting the map win. So 13-10, these teams are clearly evenly matched, but
oh boy.
This is going to be a series for sure. Despite, the Redhawks being a number 10 seed, they've shown why they've made it this far in the tournament, Marks.
Absolutely. And just as a reminder, whichever team wins here will be advancing, but whichever team loses, unfortunately, is going to be taken out of the tournament. This is a single elimination bracket, meaning it is all on the line right now. And I got to be honest, even though the Redhawks didn't win that map, they made a great case for themselves towards that second half. It was looking so dominant by Irvine, just coming in there and kind of sweeping things up. But somehow the Redhawks were able to almost even things out. And you know what? I love that tenacity. It's got to hurt a little bit to actually not be able to reach overtime. But at the same time, that resilience was something that I'm definitely going to be looking out for on Miami. That was honestly amazing to watch.
Yeah, there wasn't really ever a point where one team had any sort of insurmountable lead.
Yes,
Irvine had a 3-4 round advantage at map point, but beyond that, there wasn't anything that was too stifling. We saw kind of slow pushes and pulls. Sometimes you'll see kind of these long stretches where teams string together a bunch of rounds. They build up economy, and the other team is kind of stuck in a bit of a cycle of buy round, lose, save, lose, buy round, lose, save, lose, and all of a sudden you've lost 4 rounds in the blink of an eye. Yeah. And we saw a fairly even matchup there, and even the Sky pick out of the Redhawks, Phantom running that Sky, it wasn't the worst pick. Phantom himself had a fairly decent game. It wasn't anything too special, but right now we're just seeing that UC Irvine seem to be a little bit more put together. The results kind of speak for themselves, but the Redhawks certainly no slouches, and as we head into Split here, they are going to have a chance to come in here. And remember that Icebox was UC Irvine's pick, whereas Split is the Redhawks pick, so they feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the Redhawks are going to bring to the table here. It's just going back to that whole Sky pick. I honestly think that might have actually hurt them, because the way that Phantom was playing, he's got the mechanics. He's got the skills in order to just kind of run in there and shoot people and have a great time. We saw him lighting up the kill feed, getting those 4Ks, and I just have to wonder how much a duelist kit might have supported him in being able to do some of those plays. At the end of the day, maybe it was just a comfort pick onto that Sky, but at the same time, like, this is a player you got to be watching out for if you are UC Irvine, because hey, even without any utility, getting 4 kills in a round, that's something else. So much aggression coming through, and I love to see it. So, I don't want to discount Phantom's pick at all, but this guy is able to play, and he's bringing it to the table.
Yeah, and obviously with hindsight, it's really easy to say that, the Sky pick wasn't the best choice, but realistically, they were still very close in the match, and I'm curious to see what he picks coming into this map on Split. We typically see players who are the secondary duelist also flex onto Sky. I'm wondering if we'll see a Jet Raze combo here, or a Jet Reyna combo, or a combination of 2 duelists here on Split, or if Phantom will stick with a Sky and kind of continue to play that supportive role. Sky really does do best when she's kind of in combination with a duelist, typically Jet, where they can kind of get aggressive, play an off angle, take a little bit of damage, but get a kill, dash away, and get a heal back up to 100 from their Sky. And we do see a good amount of Sky on Split. It'll be interesting to see, and I'm not sure exactly how much they have set in stone for these different compositions. Some teams have what they have planned and they stick with it. Some teams, if something doesn't work, they switch. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see for sure what they opt to go with here coming into this next one.
Yeah, and now UC Irvine, they're up in our series 1-0 against the Miami University of Ohio. So they got to pull it back. They got to get one more, force that map number 3. Right now, that's what the Redhawks want to do. They want to take this and win it. And once again, this is their map pick, so they will be feeling a little bit more comfortable coming in here. But regardless, UC Irvine, we're seeing some great stuff come out of there. I just want to really compliment the strategies that they had on Icebox, because You know, they prepared. This is a team that you can tell they've played together enough and understand how they want to be taking the site, how they want to be re-aggressing, how they want to be defending, honestly. And it was a pleasure to see, honestly. You see so many unique things come through there, specifically that mid push and then quick plant onto B. There were so many rounds on that attack that they were so fast to get the spike down. And, you know, obviously, people like to play things a little bit slow, play those mind games, but you see Irvine just go right to it. They're ready to get in there and get that spike down. And also, too, even on the defense, we saw that 5-man rush on A, and I love to see that, especially on an eco round, and it worked out for them. These guys are not afraid to play aggressive, and that's kind of the stuff I like to see, Rome.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's exactly what I was thinking of as you were talking about that, you know, mid push to B is also that stack that they had on that thrifty round win that they got and then that they employed again on a gun round. But let's not forget how it worked out the second time where they over aggressed a little bit and ended up being punished. So I'm looking to see if they can kind of rein it in a little bit and know when to stop their aggression, because we're seeing as you see in any ranked game, when you're able to play off of your teammates, you're much more likely to kind of be able to find success. Now, the other thing that I'm curious about is on that map of Icebox, we didn't see either of these teams employ a Sentinel. Sage, technically within the Sentinel class, but what I'm talking about is a Cypher or Killjoy who has, you know, stationary utility that can kind of give you information about what space teams have taken. We saw a lot of, on the A site hits, pushes through mid, flanks through mid to try to get into screens. When you have a Sentinel on your team, it really limits the ability of those kind of plays to go unnoticed. So on Split, we typically see a Cypher as a fairly normal pick on this map, but not every team plays a Sentinel on this map, and not every team plays a Sentinel in general. We're seeing them fall out of the kind of a higher end of the competitive meta overall. So I will be interested to see if either team goes with one of those, because it really can change the flow of the game. If you have kind of, you know, pretty specific information or negative information, even if you still have a tripwire up. And it looks like Cowpie right now hovering over the Cypher. We may get that on the side of UC Irvine. And I like what I'm seeing, though, from the Red Hawks. Sky and Breach or KO. I'm not sure what Abyss is going to be going with, but either way, I'm on board. Yoru, oh my God, get me out. Okay, Raze. Interesting. Okay, so we are going to see Phantom once again on the Sky with 2 duelists. So this should be really, really interesting. It's going to be, they're going to have some firepower. They're definitely going to have some firepower with this composition that we see out of the Red Hawks.
Yeah, and also too, Split is such a great map to play Raze on. You know, we've all seen the pro plays. You know how to just jump into the enemy team and just have a shotgun in hand and run them over with those blast packs there. So I'm excited to see what Nibbler and Abyss might be bringing to the table with their personal Raze abilities. Obviously, the Showstopper, an incredible ultimate, but in these close quarters, I think you get so much value out of Raze. And on top of that too, we're seeing some Astra here. Astra, great on this map. Obviously, takes a little bit more coordination and a little bit more thinking, one might argue. But regardless, so many great spots to set up those stars and either do a smoke, you know, you could suck people into a Raze grenade. So many different options here, but we do have our roster lined up. And Rome, not really any Sentinels coming in for one of these teams. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. They have a lot of firepower, and they're starting out on the attacking side. Split tends to trend a little bit more towards the defense, and so it'll be interesting how they kind of counteract some of the Cypher utility. Initially, when Abyss was hovering over Breach, I was thinking that might have been an intentional play to try to, you know, counteract the trips that are placed down, stuff like that. But it looks like they are going to opt to go without a Sentinel as they start off here on the attack, sending most of their players over towards B. They may be looking to set up a site hit. And interestingly, it does look like the Cypher for UC Irvine Cowpie is going to be playing over by B on the pistol round. And typically we see Cyphers play over by A and kind of anchor over there. There are good setups on B side as well, but that is a little bit different. And something to note as well, it looked like there was a little bit of hovering and a little bit of indecision potentially from Platinum on his agent pick, going between Jet and Reyna. Ended up going with Reyna. We'll see how that plays out for them as they have 2 duelists as well. Should be a good one as Cowpie is set up on B site in his cam, the one way ready to go in garage.
Yeah, he's definitely ready for it right now. You can see rotation kind of coming through here, but already some trades coming through. Gonna start off this round with a bang. No raise grenades required. Ponder finding Nibbler. Now this is looking better for the attack right now. Redhawk's in a great position to get this plant down. They're rotating up through Heaven on A site. Kyle just gonna be backing off there. And now we see Ataraxi just running that one down all the way onto A. Might get caught out by Kyle as Kyle finds Phantom. Now Kyle rotating through. It's only one person left. What was looking like such a great round is starting to fall apart for the Redhawks here. As Ataraxi is going to be last man standing. It looks like we might be getting a tech pause in shortly, but most likely after this round. Now we see Ataraxi just on the back line there, but Kyle just has the headshot. And that's going to be an easy first round for UC Irvine.
Yeah, and while we sort out whatever the tech issue might be, could talk a little bit about how UC Irvine, set up their defense there. It was really quite interesting. Rather than playing too aggressively onto mid, there was a trap wire set up. It looked like in male or in B heaven from Cowpie, and he was just kind of anchoring sight, and it allowed the Redhawks to just work their way through mid into vents and eventually into A heaven. And I don't remember which player it was who got traded out at the top of ramp on A, but a defender died there, and they were able to just kind of aggress onto site as Kyle, the Astra for UC Irvine, had to kind of step back into the spawn. Looks like the tech issue sorted out, though, and with one rifle in the hands of Platinum and Spectres, should be a fairly easy time for UC Irvine here.
Yeah, no Facebook outages this time. Don't worry. Parents are still going to be on there. Cowpie good for one. Already Spike is dropped onto B. Cowpie with that Cypher has been pretty deadly right now on that B site. Might also just be a gun difference here. Platinum with a Vandal in hand. Here's Phantom swinging away. Trying to chip down the ice. Save it for winter time. That's when the Sculptors usually come out. But Abyss going to be trying to blow that one up with the Blast Pack. Now Nibbler finding Ponder as well. So it looks like they're going to be rotating around, trying to get onto A site now, but you can see it. It feels like the Redhawks are scratching their head a little bit. They don't really know what they want to do here. You can see a little bit of aggression coming in from the defenders. Tucker looking for an opportunity here, but Nibbler just around that corner with a gun in hand. Spectre so deadly. Good old spray and pray. Who doesn't like to get a little bit of BM from the spray and pray Spectre? Save it for the movie theaters. James Bond is still in theaters, I believe. Wait, that's not the right movie. That was the old one. Regardless, Tucker goes down, and Nibbler just cleans it up. Now there's only one person, and they're on mid right now. AGO just finds the quick, easy headshot. That's going to be a flawless round for Irvine, as they're feeling comfortable, but we've seen this before, Rome.
Yeah, and what you kind of mentioned at a certain point, it looked like the Redhawks might not know exactly what their plan was. Maybe they were just waiting out to see if they could kind of punish some aggression from UC Irvine. We saw Cowpie get an early frag in garage on B site, and they were pretty disciplined there. They didn't overswing. They didn't walk into any right clicks or anything like that. And so they're able to keep their Spectres and a lot of their armor too, which is really good. Platinum's still with the rifle as well. So they're going to be bonusing here, going up against rifles in the hands of the Redhawks. An early wall. Hey, it's interesting.
AGO really wanted that alt orb, but it's going to be pinged up by the paint grenades. Nice and colorful. Ponder. Looking for an opening here. Comes in. Okay, we're going to have the Trailblazer scout things out. That's right. Get a little bit more information. And it looks like this time they are going to be putting a lot of pressure on mid. But Rome, they still got the spike back. So none of these players have the spike. The trades are coming through there. Nibbler falling down. Now this is 3v2. Looking pretty good for the Redhawks here. Kyle comes in, gets taken out with a headshot. AGO goes in, but Ponder's just a little bit faster, and that's going to be now the first victory on the board for the Redhawks.
Yeah, with the gun advantage, they're able to take their first round, and the aggression through mid really forced a lot of difficult decisions out of UC Irvine. They were able to win those fights, and it was an early frag as well onto Platinum, I believe, in garage that got them the round win. When you're able to get such early picks and play with a numbers advantage for so long, it really just kind of helps so much. It's an easy thing to focus on, but it really is simple sometimes.
Absolutely. Now a little bit of a weaker buy coming in from the attackers. Meanwhile, it looks like a little bit of a fake is going on onto A. Redhawks making it seem like they are going onto A. Meanwhile, they've got 2 members ready to go on this B site. A lot of utility being dumped in. Nibbler constantly on his feet. Gonna get pinged up by the Trailblazer, but throws the pink grenade down. Gets a little bit of damage off to Abyss. Cowpie falls down. Now this is gonna signal to them that they are planting onto B. We see the aggression come through. AGO good for 1, shutting that down. Now it's up to Tucker to get that plant down, but AGO has been doing a great job of holding their ground. Now has the support of Nibbler up into heaven. AGO just looking for an opening. Gonna use those blast packs flying around. Just spraying down the wall, trying to get a little bit of confusion going on there. Tucker, good for that kill. Falling pretty low though, only has 2 HP and a dream. The spike is still not down, and AGO is doing a great job of stalling this down, but Ataraxi finds the headshot onto AGO. Now it's all up to Kyle. Doesn't know that someone else is in heaven with him. And well, doesn't even need it. Ataraxi good with the headshot onto Kyle. It's now an even series here on split.
Yeah, that initial pick onto Cowpie opening up B site was really critical, but then when AGO took out Ponder, things got a little tight there, and it was Tucker who was really, really weak, who ended up taking a little bit of a fight there with, I believe it was Nibbler or AGO on site, got really, really weak. And who was it but Phantom behind with the regrowth to heal him up. And he ended up getting out of that fight with just 2 HP. And that was the difference between a 2v3 and a 1v4. Really, really good use of the regrowth there from Garage to support his teammate and get that round win.
And here we go, super aggressive push onto A, and it's working out for them. That's 2 picks right off the bat. This should be an easy plant here. Team on the site, Nibbler almost got taken out by that boombot, but it looks like right now, Irvine, they've only got sheriffs in hand. See what they're able to do with it. That's an excellent opening pick. Nibbler good for 2. We'll have to see a little bit of sheriff flexing. Pull out those 1 deegs. And now he's going to have guns in hand as well. Showstopper is online, pops it, does get Abyss, but now it's all up to Cowpie. 1v2 on this retake, only has a sheriff, and Tucker just with the quick swing gets the headshot off there. And it was almost looking winnable for a second off the back of Nibbler, but unfortunately they lose it, and that's going to be yet another round to the attackers.
Yeah, excellent shots from Nibbler to kind of make it difficult, and because this has been a so far fairly back and forth match, there isn't a huge economy advantage right now for either side. Fairly even, although the Redhawks are building up a little bit of an advantage, and the operator in the hands of Nibbler too. But I want to give them credit on that attack onto A site. The cloud burst to set up Abyss as he satcheled in was really, really something. I like that a lot.
Absolutely. Now we're going to be seeing the wall online. Ponder just going aggressive again. They're running the same strat back. It allowed them to get that plant down early. It's what they want to see. Ponder spun around, looking the wrong way. Thankfully able to trade that one out onto Kyle. Also has that res online. Now Nibbler walking around with the operator. Looking for a cheeky little head. Actually, wait, this is the operator. You can shoot the cheeky little body too. We don't discriminate here. A wall comes up just to slow things down. That's a bit more information. Trailblazer coming in here. It's taken out. AGO good for Ataraxi. Platinum, meanwhile, in heaven. Be dropping down the Leer. Cowpie moving in here. Ponder caught off guard. Now they're moving in. Nibbler gets Abyss as well, and now it's looking pretty good. 2v1. Cowpie hits the defuse. Tucker comes through with the swing, but Cowpie ready for it as well, and that's going to win the round, evening out the series once again as Irvine find this victory.
Yeah, really nice job from Cowpie. He was really liable to kind of get run over when he was about to walk out from the screens. Instead, he's able to get away, kind of cross past the entrance into elbow, throw down a cage, and he just walks right through it. He didn't even swing out either side. Just walked right through it, was able to catch a player by surprise and get a kill, and then able to work off of his teammate, swing off the contact, and get the last player, secure a round win. And we're back tied up, and the ultimates are starting to build out. We already saw Nibbler use the... use his ultimate, but the rest of his teammates also are starting to come up on board now. The rest of them already there, and 2 on the board as well for the side of the Redhawks, with Phantom just 1 orb or kill away from getting the Seekers.
All right, we got a little bit of a showstopper online. Abyss shoots that one off. Unfortunately, doesn't get any value here. The Reyna pop their ultimate as well. Ataraxi gets AGO, but Platinum gets Abyss. Even trades across the board. Still, right now, this is the Redhawks. They're not too sure where they want to aggress. Looks like they are going to be looking on mid.
Kyle.
They are going to find Kyle. Falls down there. Ponder goes for it. Finds the headshot onto Platinum. No knives to a gunfight this time.
Oh, man. And Kyle had such deep positioning there and just got caught. Wasn't there quite early enough. And going up against two players from the Red Hawks, loses the duel. And they have a site pretty much for free. They're going to finish clearing it up, but they do have Ponder really deep, who's going to sniff out Nibbler and try to take him out.
Yeah, I'm curious how Ataraxi is going to be doing here. Ponder finding Nibbler. All right, now it's all up to Cowpie. See how they want to do this. Unfortunately, not a lot of utility that's going to help him out here. It's 1v4 on this retake. Be looking around with this Phantom. Lets a couple of shots go, but it's still looking pretty bleak. Honestly, an excellent round coming out of the Red Hawks. You know, it seemed like they just knew what they wanted to do and were able to adapt on the fly here. Ponder, sorry, Tucker finds the kill on the Cowpie just to seal that round. Done.
Yeah, and with such low economy kind of coming into this round, surprised we didn't see Cowpie opt to save. Was able to still get 2 frags, which is going to somewhat limit, you know, the build up for the Red Hawks, but they're still going to be able to get a full buy across the board here. The good news, though, is despite the fact that they lost that round, they didn't use a lot of ultimates. That's UC Irvine. They still have 3 up on the board, and Nibbler is halfway to getting that showstopper back. Right now, it's the Seekers and Bladestorm for the Red Hawks as they stack up towards Garage. Doesn't seem to be a heavy presence on B at all from UC Irvine.
Yeah, they're moving in right now. The wall is going to be coming up here. A label, the plant Ponder goes in here. Seekers online. A couple of trades going back and forth. Don't forget, this is a save round here. The res comes online onto Kyle, but that's going to be Ponder with an easy kill onto there. Now they're all rushing in through heaven. It's going to be 3v4. The sheriffs are ringing, but the Vandal's just a little bit stronger. Now Platinum and Cowpie, they've got 4 members and a spike to work through. We can see a rotation coming through in the back. Phantom going to be going up against Cowpie. Meanwhile, Ponder in a great position to deal with Platinum. Platinum comes in, sees Ponder's gun barrel, and takes him out. Maybe that's why you go with the sheriff after all. Keeps you a little bit more hidden, but as that spike is planting down, it's not looking very winnable for anybody. Cowpie getting pretty low. Ataraxi, unfortunately, caught off guard. Tucker does find Platinum. Now Cowpie is the last member standing, almost gets that headshot off there, but that's going to be Phantom taking him out. Team-ace win for the Red Hawks as they take the series 5-3.
Yeah, not the worst eco, still punishing a little bit, but a nice job by the Red Hawks, able to get another round win and start to separate a little bit up 5-3. The res from AGO is certainly questionable with a lot of players coming on site, and not just that, but no real support from Heaven, and also on an eco, putting in an ult that cost 8 orbs to get on an eco round that didn't have a lot of, like, a really high chance of being won anyway. May come back to bite them as he's back down to just 1, and he needs 7 more orbs and frags to get that resurrection back.
All right, here we go. The spam through is good onto Cowpie. Now we're seeing a resurrection of our own. Platinum good for 1. Raid a little bit more, able to escape, thankfully, but falling extremely low here. Ponder gets caught off guard by Nibbler, trying to catch someone else off guard on his own. Nibbler looking for it. There's a satchel down. Phantom gonna get that spike down here. Abyss just kind of falls down as AGO gets sprayed. Now Trailblazer gets taken out here. We're seeing the grenade come out. Pink grenade. Oh, Tucker was caught between so many explosives and a gun. And now this is looking all but done. That's going to be yet another victory on the board for Irvine here as they stabilize themselves just a little bit more.
I mean, it can't be understated how key this round was for UC Irvine. Down 5-3, they would have gone back on a save round again and been staring at most likely a 7-3 deficit. To be down at all while you're on defense on split is really rough. So to be down 5-4 is not good, but to go down, 6-3 would be even worse. So they're minimizing the damage right now. But as they lose more and more rounds on defense, it just means they're going to need to have more and more round wins on attack. And this is not the map that you want to rely on your attack. It can be really challenging.
Yeah, it looks like this time going to be an interesting defense here. Someone in the far back corners of B. Looks like the spike is favored for this B plant. I'm curious to see how this aggression up mid is going to be happening, Rome.
Yeah. No immediate follow on the Trailblazers when AGO sends down a slow. There is a portion of the wall broken. They still have mid control for now. The Ponder is looking to work through with the Blade Storm. This could get interesting. AGO needs to make sure he either gets a kill or gets out with his life here with 3 players in mid.
Here we go. The pink grenade coming in. AGO going to be bouncing away from that one. Now Ponder looking for the kills. Has the Blade Storms in hand. We've seen Ponder get really aggressive, and he's thinking about it right now, but Nibbler finding Abyss. He's going to give it. Oh, okay. Showstopper online, but Ponder's going to shut that one down. An excellent Blade Storm in right there. Get all the knives back now. They know that people are in heaven, but they should be able to get the spike down here. Oh, AGO saw the knife just whiz by his head. Too many chefs in this kitchen. Phantom good for 2. That's the raw mechanics we love to see. Just makes it look so easy. Now it's all up to Cowpie to make this one work, but it's not looking too good. It is 4v1 here. Cowpie finds Ponder, but Ataraxi as well as Phantom are going to be there to make sure that that is impossible. And right now, this is looking so clean from the Red Hawks.
You got to feel for Nibbler there. He gets the 1 frag in heaven, and he knows that Ponder is in there. He's got the Blade Storm out, so he whips out the Showstopper to try to take him out. And right as it comes in, a really great play from Ponder to updraft and essentially render the Showstopper useless. He's staring at him with a rocket launcher, and he needs to get a direct hit, and that is not going to be easy. He's able to take him out with the Blade Storm, and from there, they had heaven control, and it was, or at least a little bit of heaven pressure, and it was much easier to get the round win, and they're up 6-4. If they can get a lead and starting this map out on attack, things are going to look good. We're starting to see why they picked Split, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. How funny would that have been, though, if they did find that rocket kill mid-air onto the jet? I probably would have slammed my keyboard into my monitor if I was playing, if I was Ponder there. Yeah, just a little bit, but already this round is off to an amazing start for Irvine, and they've got the spike down. It's 1v5, so it should be pretty clean, pretty easy for them. But you know what? This is good. We're getting close to that half, and they want to be in a good position to win this one out.
Yeah, and it looks like you see Irvine making the choice to save their guns and just try to make sure that they can buy for the last round of the half. Would have been really quite unwise to invest too much into this round. Platinum able to get one, which is nice, but yeah, not much more going to come from that, unfortunately. And you know, this round is going to be really crucial to go into the second half with either a 2-round difference or a 4-round difference. Really could swing this one, and especially on split. I mean, I can't say it enough. It's going to be really hard to climb back from a deficit when you are attacking in the second half. I mean, we've seen it before. It can be really, really challenging to get anything going. I mean, we've seen some teams struggle on attack on split before, Marks.
Yep.
And it can be quite stifling.
Oh boy, yeah. Nothing like seeing a tier 1 team go down 12-0 in the first half. But regardless, it does happen to the best of us. We're positive casting crew here. So now we're going to be seeing the round go off. Like you said, they really want to make sure that they are able to get this round. You see Irvine, that is. They are a little bit behind. Meanwhile, Red Hawks in a great position to press their advantage forward. Stucker finds, gets headshotted through a little bit of an Asher Spoke. Not too happy about that one, I imagine, but regardless, is going to be able to heal up pretty easily. Platinum found Ponder already. Could be UC Irvine's round. Regardless, though, pushes are coming in here, and they don't have a lot of armor across. Platinum is getting a little handsy with the knife. Who doesn't like to see that animation? I know I definitely do. Now, they're aggressing onto B. Nibbler in the backline, though, able to scout it out. Gets a little bit of spammed in. Gonna just bounce out of that one. Only one blast pack required. Now it's gonna be a mid push coming in here. Kyle in a great position to punish this one. Abyss steps forward and gets the headshot onto Kyle. Now it's gonna be the execution here as we see the Seekers come online as well. Abyss popping the Showstopper, shoots it in there, but AGO had run away from that one as quickly as they could. Now, Nibbler is able to take out the guiding light there. Abyss saw that. Abyss goes in deep. Gets in a lot of damage, but unfortunately not able to follow up on these kills. They're on the other side of the wall. A lot of barrels and faces as Stucker finds a headshot on a Nibbler. AGO gets one. The rest comes online, but it is just a little bit of a bait as Phantom finds that. And just like that, where it was looking like it was possible, the Red Hawks take us 8-4 in the first half.
Yeah, and once again, it's kind of that mid contention that ends up biting. You see Irvine, they were pretty consistently investing the sage wall to try to maintain control and throwing slows there as well, but they were just the Red Hawks were just baiting out the utility really well. They were just forcing the use of the slow orbs, waiting out the wall to decay, shooting down a portion of it really early to make UC Irvine sweat a little bit, and got to give them credit. An 8-4 on attack is really, really great for Split. They've put themselves in a great position to tie this series up and give themselves a chance in map 3 in Haven to, continue on in this tournament and give themselves a chance at that cash prize.
After we talked about that last round, I'm genuinely curious if somebody has landed that rocket kill mid-air on a jet with the Blade Storm out. It happened at least one time, right, Rome? Somewhere on the internet.
Maybe. I'm certainly not the one who did it. I can tell you that much.
You're probably great with projectiles, don't worry. But regardless, we are going to be seeing now this is going to be Irvine on this attack down 4-8. Looking for an opening here. They are picking it onto B. Ataraxi does find Nibbler. Meanwhile, it's going to allow them to just walk onto this A site. And it actually looks like Ponder is going to be a little bit wiser to it, rotating around and calling for the rotation for the team. Kalpai not going in here. This is a little bit of a cheeky plant spot here. Has the cover. Ponder, meanwhile, in the back line. Sheriff in hand. Kalpai comes in. Oh no, Ponder missed so many bullets, but it's okay because we got the one that mattered, and that's the kill. Now, going to be seeing the defuse here. The team has to come in to stop that. Platinum good for 1. Phantom very clean with that one. Platinum in heaven right now is an absolute menace. Regardless, people are rotating around. They're not aware of it as Phantom just comes in and cleans up the rest, making them feel like there's a ghost amongst the team. And that's going to be the first round going to the Redhawks.
That is really unfortunate because UC Irvine had a really nice idea there. That fake was sold really well. I mean, you don't see a lot of pistol round fakes, and the aggression onto B site went really, really well for them. It was a great plant out of Kalpai using his cage to make sure, just in case someone was still heaven, he wouldn't get punished for it, and the rest of his team went up there, and they were able to maintain control. When you have that plant spot, and you have heaven control fairly uncontested, you really need to find a way to win that round. And unfortunately, both players were focused on the player on site and got flanked from ramp. I mean, that is a really, really tough round to lose with such an advantageous plant spot and map control. And unfortunately, they're going to need to fight back from that, as looks like they are going to try to force with Platinum with a rifle and the rest of his teammates opting to go with pistols.
Oh boy, the round 2 Vandal. You don't see that one too often, do you?
Especially just one player with an upgraded weapon in round 2 of a half. It will be interesting to see how his teammates play around him to try to support the Vandal. But right now, just a little bit of prodding towards mid, not a lot of map control. And the Redhawks have pushed into garage. As you can see, Kyle playing that cheeky left corner. They should know they need to re-clear it. Oh no! The Spike and the Vandal. Oh goodness. Oh boy.
No matter, Axi's gonna have a Vandal fight.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was so. I don't even know what to say to that one, Rome, besides, oh, that one has to hurt if you are UC Irvine. Oh, no.
I owe Ataraxi an apology. If there was ever a round to mix up, the two Astros, it was not that one. So my apologies. Kyle, you didn't do anything like that. Good Lord. Ataraxi, that was a beautiful play to get 2 kills, just like that with the Spectre going up against the Vandal. And then Spike goes down, picks the Vandal up, gets 2 more. I mean, that's a huge round. I mean, if your Astros top fragging at 16-8, that means only good things. And right now, it looks like the Redhawks may just end up running away with this. Although the rest of UC Irvine is coming into this round with rifles. We do see Platinum forced onto the Sheriff because he lost it last round.
And just for the record, I would like to say, Kyle, I think you're great. Look at you, Kyle. You got the first headshot on a Tucker. Don't listen to what Rome says. You're doing just fine in my books. Now, the aggression is going to be coming up through mid, just putting a little bit of pressure, but it looks like it's going to be an A-site hit. Abyss with an excellent hit onto Platinum, slowing down the attack completely. Abyss now just trying to get out, able to escape here as Kalpai is going to be in the back line, but finds a clean headshot onto Abyss. You see Irvine with a clear advantage here. Guns in their hands, ready to go in. Now the plant is going to be coming online. Trailblazer moves into the site. The spike is now down. It is a 2v4 retake. Kyle getting things set up. See it go. The guiding light coming online. Kyle looks away for a second, but Phantom is going to use a spray and pray right there, taking Kyle out of the picture. Ataraxi good for another one, but gets traded out as well. Now it is up to Kalpai and AGO to win this one out, but they're up against Phantom, and we've seen Phantom do disgusting things. Is this going to be one of those clutching it up? Only time will tell. Phantom playing this one slow. Swing in the corner, sees AGO, but AGO gets the headshot. That's going to be the first round for UC Irvine, but it's only 5-10, and they got to be sweating just a little bit, Rome.
Yeah, and a much better job. This time they planned for heaven before they even had control of the area. Cowpie eventually made his way up there, and he did have his teammate behind him. I believe it was AGO watching from ramps. I'm not quite sure, but the great thing that I liked out of that is Cowpie hadn't heard a spike tap, and he was just watching to see if he was going to get flanked from screens because he knew he had his teammate had his back. Didn't overextend, didn't expose himself to a potential duel that he didn't need to take. Great patience and a round win because of it.
Ponder. Okay, well, I would have given even more praise if he landed that shot. But regardless, Ponder opening it up with the operator. An excellent first pick on AG. Oh, Abyss in a great position, caught Cowpie off guard. Looking right now very clean from the Red Hawks. Now the bomb is coming over to this A site. Still Ponder watching mid. Nibbler is there, so might be able to find value there. Can hear Platinum popping Reyna's ult, but Abyss immediately takes Platinum down. A little bit unfortunate there. Phantom just healing up the squad. Hashtag squad goals as Kyle takes out Abyss. See, I told you, Rome, Kyle's doing just fine. Now Nibbler gonna be coming up here, but Phantom spots him out. Nibbler finds the kill. See how this goes. Comes through here. Doesn't realize that Ponder is just around the corner. Now knows that Tucker's coming out. Finds one. Oh no. Ponder coming in, cleaning that one up. Does have the rifle in hand. Kyle gonna be getting the plant here, but it is gonna be 2v1 on this retake. Ataraxi coming through as well. Offers teammate a little bit more support here. Ataraxi comes down. Oh. Ponder. Looking for it. Now has the ghost in hand. Moving through. A great rotation coming out of Ataraxi, but it does fall down. Kyle, sorry, does fall down. And all right, fine, Rome. I guess you could say Ataraxi came out on top over Kyle. Fine.
You'll finally relent. Well, I will say I really like that play from Kyle, sitting in the smoke for a while, and then as the two defenders retaking were kind of moving on to try to clear him out from sight, he goes out the other way and sneaks up from behind. Was really, really close to stealing a kill there, but in the end, not enough. I mean, Marks, this really just goes back to what we were talking about. They've been played somewhat, evenly this half. It hasn't been anything terrible. They had a pretty good pistol round that they just kind of threw away because they didn't have the greatest plan for a flank through ramps. And then since then, they've had a couple of rounds where they were just at an economic disadvantage. But it was really that lead from the first half that is punishing them. There it is. Ponder looking to end it soon with a first pick onto Platinum. Having a great snap ever on Reyna.
Ponder's been so consistent with these first picks. Almost found another one. Gonna have to back off because that is a judge. And, well, you don't want to take an operator versus a judge in a close range battle. Well, let's see how this goes. Phantom has a judge of his own. See how this round plays out. Kyle for the first pick on a Phantom here. Nibbler gets taken down by the Blade Storm. The trade's going just back and forth. Now it's 1v3. Cowpie has to put the bomb down, but it doesn't matter because that is going to be the Red Hawks taking it 12-5 now. They only need one more round before they even out this series.
Yeah, and like you said, a nice job by Ponder, early first pick, able to get out of there, gets another one with the Blade Storm. And it was just a really great round, despite the investment of the Cosmic Divide from Kyle. The site hit doesn't go the way of UC Irvine, and they are on map point. It looks like the Red Hawks are poised to tie this series up. And, I mean, like you said, this is a single elimination tournament, Mark, so they needed this one to stay alive, and we're going to get map 3 with all the beautiful drama it brings.
Here we go. Ponder immediately taking Nibbler out of the sky. Abyss good with a hit onto AGO as well. Oh, Cowpie a little bit upset. Just going to get a cheeky little sheriff shot. I think that was a spam through a smoke.
Check him, PC.
All right, now, well, regardless, this is looking like it's what? This round happened so quickly. It's 2v1 all of a sudden as Phantom just kind of feeds. Unfortunately, look, it's Kyle versus Ataraxi. Rome, it's down to this.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on, Kyle.
Okay, Kyle coming in, but Ataraxi gets the headshot onto him. And so that is going to be Miami, University of Ohio Red Hawks winning it out against UC Irvine, bringing us to map number 3 on this first set. But Rome, oh my goodness, what plays we just saw there.
Yeah, I mean, despite a pretty lopsided win for the Red Hawks, a really fun match regardless. Ataraxi playing out of his mind on Astra, 19-9, 7 assists too. I mean, that's something else. the assist numbers that you see for the Redhawks really tell you something about this map. When you see a lot of players with high assist totals, it means that players are taking fights together. And you see 7 and 7 for Ataraxian Ponder, and then just below that, it was Phantom on the sky once again, looking really, really comfortable on it, sitting at 16 and 10 with 13 assists. I mean, that is really something else. A great match from the Redhawks, and I mean, they're back in this. We said it after Icebox. It was really, really tight. And you can see a lot of variance between teams map to map. They all play so differently. The way Split is set up is completely different from Icebox. And we saw, a different form here from the Redhawks, a much more dominant form. And UC Irvine, despite being that number 2 seed, really did not look it on this map. So Haven's going to be the decider. And it'll be interesting to see what that first half looks like, because we saw a significant advantage. It was the Redhawks up 8-4 after the half. See how this first one goes next time, and what kind of lead or round differential we're going to be going into at the start of the second half, because it was just so hard for them to climb back.
It really was, but we are going to be throwing to a quick little break as the teams do get set up for our third map here. But don't go anywhere. We've got UC Irvine up against Miami University of Ohio's Redhawks, and it's 1-1 right now. One of these teams will be going home here in the Philly Esports Collegiate Valorant Showdown. So we'll see you in just a couple. Stay tuned in a bit. Welcome back, everybody, to the Philly Esports 10K Collegiate Valorant Showdown, presented by the Center Ring Podcast and the U.S. Army, making sure that this is possible. Once again, my name is Marks, casting alongside my buddy Rome, and today we've got Jatago on production and observing us. And right now, we've got UC Irvine up against Miami University of Ohio Redhawks, and it's tied up 1-1. And Rome, we're going to map number 3 onto Haven. What can you tell us about the series so far?
Yeah, so back and forth, it was UC Irvine who won a close match on Icebox 13-10, and then on Split, which was the Red Hawks pick, they were able to come out with a pretty dominant showing. They had an 8-4 attacking half and ended up winning 13-5. So a really good performance on their map pick. And Haven, if I'm not mistaken, is once again the Red Hawks pick. So Irvine is going to start out on defense, and it'll be interesting to see we've seen Phantom on the Sky so far pretty consistently. We've seen Ponder on the Jet, and it looks like we're going to see that continue. Ataraxi, who we saw last map on the Astra, back on it again. And we're seeing a Sentinel for the first time coming out of the Redhawks. Tucker going to be running the Cypher. And Haven is probably the one map that you still see a Sentinel played really consistently, and it's almost always Cypher, just because he doesn't have any sort of range impediments on his utility the same way Killjoy does, although you do see some Killjoy played on the map as well. On the other side of things, we have the same composition for UC Irvine, so mirrored comps here means that no team is going to really have any sort of different type of weapon in their arsenal. It's as even as it gets in terms of a matchup. Should be a good one here. We've seen fairly even play between these two teams. It was Split where it looked like the Redhawks began to separate, but I find Split is a map where the form of a team can really vary a lot higher. Something about that map can just really boom some teams, and it looked like it kind of happened to Irvine on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say I do miss hearing Killjoy, because Killjoy's such a fun character. I mean, obviously, taking the utility aside of the usefulness, I always just like it hearing Killjoy's, turret down, things like that. It's a lot of fun. If you ask me, the Platinum, speaking of fun, is going to have fun with Ponder's head right there. Also Ataraxi as well. No Kyle required this time. The bomb is already down. And that's an overwhelming first round coming in for UC Irvine. They're feeling nice and comfortable now.
My goodness, what? Good Lord, they ran it down eight, just like that 150 round we saw on Icebox, and they just plowed through the Redhawks. That was really something else. They were ready for it, and they were getting kills through cages, and I mean, they were just running it down. Great first round out of UC Irvine. I don't know what else there is to say about it. They're going to have some Spectres and a Sheriff going into this next one. Platinum opting to go with the Sheriff. Nibbler still with the Ghost. Maybe saving for an op next round. Not sure exactly what the plan is there, but only 3 Spectres, so still somewhat doable for the Redhawks as they start to make their way up towards Garage.
Yeah, that was kind of devastating, to say the least, if you are the Redhawks. And already, they've lost Phantom. We can see now they're just resetting for their attack. But now the spike is down, and, this is looking like it's already over before it's even begun. Ponder able to find Calpi, which is great. Now, everything has slowed down in just a second here. What do you expect from this push here, Rome?
Yeah, well, they don't have really good weapons. And players are slowly going down, and that's going to be it. Interestingly enough, it's the pistols that end up kind of getting the last few kills there. But yeah, it's a tough spot to find yourself in, especially on a map like Haven, where the defenders can, to a degree, control what level, what the different range of their engagements is going to be. If you're going up against an eco, even when you have Spectres in hand, you still have a bit of an advantage in those long-range fights. So just playing back, trying to get early picks, and it works out for them. Now we'll see a gun round from the Redhawks, and it does look like Nibbler has the operator.
I want to see Nibbler work that op.
Yeah, it got a little aggressive there, too, out of Garage, backing up now. Not able to get that first pick.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they're playing so aggressively on this defense, but it's worked out for them. But now with the gun difference, if I was the Redhawks, I'd be playing things just a little bit slow. Get the ball back in our court.
Yeah, well, with those tripwires, they know they haven't pushed out of the extremities too far, and it looks like they're still trying to probe up towards B, make a little bit of the presence known in Garage, and try to establish some control.
Ponder saw Wolf. Doesn't matter. He found a head now. Nibbler's going to be down there. We're seeing the Astral suck the gravity well. And now things are going to slow down just for a second. Kyle in a great position to punish anybody who comes in on B, and that might be Ponder right here, unless Kyle gets punished himself. Regardless, they've left C site open. They do have a bit of utility there to scope things out just in case, but it's looking like right now, this might be the Redhawks deciding to push things up. Tucker finding Calpi. All right, now it's looking like a B hit as the rotation comes through, and they're going to get ready to set this up.
Oh, and Kyle just barely gets away from Ponder. They don't know he's there, and he gets caught too. That is a really key pick from Platinum. He was deep inside that B site.
Yeah, now it's going to be an A site hit right now. It's still 4v3, so it is favoring things, and with the spike down, that should put the Redhawks here in a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, and Unfortunately, losing Nibbler so early, the operator makes things so difficult for the defenders, and they don't know Abyss is behind them. Catching a good timing should be able to get AGO as he tries to get back onto the site.
I like the positioning here. Abyss just saw Kyle. Oh, Kyle, no. This is going to be a little bit sad. All right, Abyss might have waited a little bit too long here. Never mind. Good for one. Knows that there's one in heaven. Gonna shoot a recon dart, but it's actually a team ace that comes through, as that is going to be finally the Redhawks getting a first point on the board.
Yeah, and it's a great round from the Redhawks, but I have to once again kind of point out the interesting operator buy out of UC Irvine. I believe we saw this in the first half on Icebox 2, where they won the first 2 rounds, and then they were bonusing with mainly the Spectres that they had from round 2, and yet they still decided to purchase the op. And once again, the op goes down really early in the round. And once it's not in Nibbler's hands, it becomes so much less effective. And eventually they lose it. And now it's Ponder, the attacking jet, who has the operator, and he can use it to try to scale sites with his teammates. And it's going to make any sort of, hit through A long or C long much easier.
So much spam coming through. Everybody just looking for a stray bullet, but not finding anything. Meanwhile, Spike is still back. Finally, Ataraxi is going to be picking that one up, but they haven't committed to any of these sites, Rome.
No, not quite yet.
Oh, a little bit of a recon bolt. Now Hunter's Fury coming online. Looking nice and blue. Regardless, oh, Phantom gets caught up. Hate to see that happen. Well, you have to see it if you are an Irvine fan, that's for sure. But now they're rethinking the strat.
I swear, every time Platinum, I think that's his second Hunter's Fury kill, and I think both of them have been on Phantom. I feel so bad for the guy. Oh, good lord.
Oh, Phantom wishing he could go incorporeal as that's coming in. He's like, oh, not again, man, not again.
That is tough, and it looks like they're going to start to swing the spike over towards A. 2 players waiting for it, though, on the side of UC Irvine, though. See exactly how this site take plays out. The defenders are still spread out across the map, though. Not a great idea of exactly how this is going to go down. Although that smoke may signal that a site hit is coming. We'll see if they move on it.
Ponder just missed AGO, actually. Might have shot the hand there or something, but you know what? Abyss is fine, because he's just going to go in and take him out. Meanwhile, Nibbler does find that pick there, but it's met with an operator. Oh boy, his trades are going back and forth, and defenders are going to win this one out. So now it's going to be 3-1 for UC Irvine.
Yeah, and it was a great job, because it was Abyss who had really pushed in deep into Graffiti, was able to take out, I believe it was AGO on site, and he whipped out the shot dart to try to stop the push. And it was Nibbler with the Sheriff, who was so deep, and he just swung on it. Didn't really give Abyss a chance to get his rifle back out. Takes him out, and the rest of his team is able to kind of finish off, not even letting the spike go down. A round win for UC Irvine. They're looking like the number 2 seed has finally found their form, up 3-1, going up against mostly a savior. Just one rifle for the Redhawks.
That was extremely close. Nibbler just missed it by a second. Platinum, though, finding Tucker. Now, let's see how this plays out. They've already got B-site, but the bomb is still in their spawn, Rome.
Yeah, this is really interesting. We've seen this a few times from the Redhawks, where they push up a little bit and leave the spike behind before making a move, and it looks like, yeah, Ataraxi gets punished by Platinum. A good angle from him into that little cubby next to B site. Spike's still back there. Nothing been committed yet. So it looks like Phantom is going to start to work, but Abyss is so deep. Might get a timing here. Oh, and a rifle.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. An excellent classic. Right click, I would like to argue, right into the head. Now Phantom just spamming through. Might have been good for maybe one there, but the Blade Storm is actually going to be pretty good at distracting as Abyss comes through with a 2K. Now this should be the bomb coming down here for Phantom. UC Irvine 2v3 on this retake. Make it 1. Oh, Abyss might get the ace right now. Everybody stop for a second. Abyss looking for it. You can tell his teammates are just like, all right, this is all you, buddy. Abyss in the backline as well. Nibbler not going to have any idea. That's going to be the ace coming through for Abyss as they get their second round. This is already still really close.
I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Abyss there with an ace, but it was really that beautiful little timing he had through B main, getting behind Kyle, that opened things up. He was able to get that right click, and not just the one frag there, but also pick up the Vandal, which allowed him to continue to kind of wreak havoc. And a round that should have gone to UC Irvine, once again going to the Red Hawks. And, you know, this is the kind of stuff that stops a team from finding success. Advantageous scenarios not falling in their favor. It really makes it a lot more difficult. If you're not even winning the rounds that you're expected to win, it can be really hard to get a match.
Absolutely. Now a very weak buy coming in for UC Irvine here. They do have the Marshall in the hands of Kyle. Kind of the hero gun right now, but regardless, it looks like it's going to be a C site hit. Already Ponder getting in so deep. And that's going to be an Astra ult just to make sure that there's even less information for the team. Yeah, this should be an easy plant there as Tucker finds Nibbler. And that's going to be a Cypher uploaded, so hey, everybody check your phones because there's going to be a little bit of hacking coming on.
And as all this stuff is going on, too, Platinum has been trying to take a fight with Tucker. Might finally get the fight he wants.
Oh!
Able to take him down, but this has been a tough round. Not much to work with going up against rifles, and Platinum is going to do what he can to try to take another one with him, but he's getting slowly surrounded and swarmed.
Yeah, here comes Abyss in, but it's Ataraxi who actually gets credited with the kill there. Still a great round, tying things up. Red Hawks making this one stay alive.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw it on Icebox, Marks, right? That Thrifty round where they got really aggressive out through A. It really swung the momentum, and we're seeing it again here, this time in the favor of the Red Hawks, though. They were able to get that Thrifty round win with the Abyss ace, and all of a sudden they've gotten it tied up. It was looking like they were about to go down 4-1 if you just looked at the weapons that were on board, but they've been able to tie it back up, and now six rounds in with the 7th one just about to get started. We have some ultimates on the board. They're going to start to get into play.
Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Phantom being a little bit scared, but it's actually Abyss who this time gets taken out. How is Platinum so good with these Hunter's Furies? Like, I wish I could get these many kills with that.
Yeah, he's nice with it for sure, and it looks like the attackers from the Red Hawks going to start to push up through main.
Yeah, Ponder got dinked up a little bit, but he's going to just take Nibbler out. It almost looked like he got him mid-dash, but I'm not too sure what happened there. Regardless, it's still 4v4 right now. They're going to be ferrying that bomb over, maybe on a B site, maybe on a C site attack, but definitely slow down their momentum right off the bat.
Yeah, and it looked like UC Irvine was starting to rotate and then realized that the site hit wasn't coming, went to spread back out, and it looks like they're starting to migrate over towards the C side of the map, as it's going to be Cowpie needs to try to stay alive and make something happen here. Checks his cam, see what he can do.
Oh, Cowpie's good. As soon as this goes down, it's going to be a bad time, and that's exactly what happened there. Phantom good for 2, Ponder good for 1. Ago moving in here, getting spammed up, sees Phantom on the other side, but Tucker going to find the headshot onto them. And now this is going to be the Red Hawks taking the lead here.
Yeah, I think that rotation may have just been a little too early there, Marks. They were pulled by the aggression over towards A, and they did recover before they really had the exact information. I think it might have been the Seekers that came out that really kind of told them they needed to move, but in the end, it was Cowpie just kind of decides to sit in his cage, doesn't use it to try to get out and get to a safer spot. It comes down, he tries to get a frag, isn't able to take out Ataraxi, and another round goes into the hand of the Red Hawks, and we saw them build up a lead on split on attack. Looking to try to do the same thing here.
Ponder once again just swings in, get those early picks off the bat, and suddenly the defenders are looking like they're in shambles. Now they've already stormed their way onto this B site. This is the aggression that we love to see from the Red Hawks. Now they are going to be getting this as Cowpie falls down in the back line. An easy victory. It is now 5-3.
Yeah, easy win for the Red Hawks with the rifles in hand. And I mean, really, Marks, it is starting to get, I'm starting to get some flashbacks to Split, where it was a little bit of early success from UC Irvine, and then things started to get away from them. So we'll see. We haven't seen a timeout come into play in this series yet, and I wonder if they lose another round here if they don't try to reset before their eco and kind of get something straightened out for their next gun round. Because if they lose this one, they'll be back on a save. And looking at the money for the Red Hawks, they got a lot of players with a lot of credits.
Here we go, Nibbler. Oh, good use of the crouch mechanic. Didn't matter. The spam comes through. Nibbler finding Ataraxi. There's a Kyle show now. But regardless, let's see how they want to rotate this one around. It looks like they were favoring that C site, but they do have members on A hero.
Yeah, and not really super committed yet. There is some prodding going down through A main, and no defender there for them to run into. They will need to clear short, though, as they don't really know yet if there is a player on there. They're just kind of walking onto site. This is really interesting. Slowly making their way there as Ago trying to figure out what's going on in garage. And Platinum able to take one out and Ponder.
Ooh.
Just use Tucker there. Now he's getting some help from Phantom. And I think yeah, now with spikes going down, they will know it's going to be an A hit and the rotations are coming in. Good shock dart, though.
Yeah, it's now 3v5. It's not looking too great right now for the Red Hawks, but, you know, I've seen stranger things. Abyss finding AGO. Make that a little bit easier, tied up. They're going to be backing off. Great play, honestly. They planted the bomb in a great spot there, Tucker. Just dodged that. We're hearing all of the ultimates coming online. Tucker getting hit by the Hunter's Fury. But it's actually coming out from Abyss, so that's fine. Shock dart coming up. Let's see the lineups happen. Oh, it's beautiful, but it isn't enough to... Oh, it is enough to kill. They did it just in time. Nibbler down with the shorty in hand, but it doesn't matter. The defuse comes through, and that is going to be UC Irvine, despite the heroics coming in. They almost... Man, that was Red Hawks. They almost had that round there, Rome.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of really nice shock darts there, actually. It was that first one to get from Platinum to get Phantom low after the plant, and then another one in from Abyss on the other side, taking out, I believe, Kyle, who was on the defuse, who, boy, him and AGO are thirsting for some frags, both sitting at 1 and 7 right now. I mean, boy, get these men some Brita filters or something. They need some water, good Lord. And if they do want to have a little bit more success here, they're going to need to get a little bit more out of them. AGO has played so many different agents here. You got to wonder if he's just trying to adjust to playing Sky now.
Yeah, Nibbler taking out the recon drone. Gets traded up at Calpie. Good inside of his smoke. Caught Ponder completely off guard. Now we're hearing the C site hit, but Nibbler's still in a great position. Has his operator waiting for someone to peek through the smoke there. Doesn't realize Abyss is there. Now the Seekers are coming online, but that's just a cheeky little arm shot right there. Abyss, though, did find one. Now shorty in hand. Abyss good for another through the cloud burst. Kyle looking to reaggress this. 3v3, the spike is now going down. Almost got traded off there. The shock dart is good. The Seeker's coming in as well. Taking them out here. Kyle in an excellent position. Everyone's all grouped up. It's just a slaughter fest for Ago. So he finds 2 headshots, Kyle with the other. That's going to be UC Irvine tying this one up.
Yeah, really great job from them. When it was the Red Hawks up 5-3, it was really such a crucial round for them to win. And now with 2 in a row, they're starting to string together a little bit of a run here. And still, the Red Hawks, just off of their hot start, have a really good economy. They'll be able to full buy, and even with a loss here, still buy in the next. But important thing for UC Irvine is they put themselves in a position to bring this half closer, already guaranteeing much closer half than it was looking earlier on. Not too many ultimates in play coming into this one, but let's keep in mind, Platinum has already gotten 2 kills with his Hunter's Fury, and he's got another one in. Got to wonder if a dart is coming out into a lobby to see if he can get one early.
Yeah, just like to mention right now that the Sovas both have 13 kills and 6 assists. Top of both of their teams. That's what we like to see out of our Sovas. Now a Hunter's Fury coming online, just as predicted. The Recon Bolt picking up Kyle. Kyle is absolutely fearless. Just going to wait that one out instead. Now, the aggression coming through with spam a little bit. Unfortunately, none of the bullets hit anywhere. We're going to be hearing the Astral Wall come online as well. Now Kyle using the gravity. Kyle finds Tucker. Abyss trying to run. Unfortunately, able to escape. Does have the spike in hand, though. But they've completely given up that A site. Look how deep right now Ponder is.
And a great little play from Tucker there. He gets killed, but he saves Abyss's life by throwing that cage down on the Tuck. We'll see if it pays off for him.
Oh, Ponder good with 1. Almost good with 2, but Platinum comes in and takes him out. Now, looks like they will be getting the spike down. Abyss going for a plant in a bit of an unconventional spot. Platinum, meanwhile, coming in from heaven. Gonna wait for the rest of the team to rotate around as well. This is gonna be 4v3 on this retake. Regardless, though, might be good. See how it goes. The Recon Bolt just gonna be in shot out there. Abyss finds Kyle, but gets taken out. Now, Recon Bolt gives no information. Phantom finds Platinum. The Spike's still in a not great position. This is gonna be really hard to get a full defuse off. Ago just kind of sticking this one. A lot of spam coming through there, but gonna give that one up. It is now 1v1. Ataraxi has to wait this one out. Best way to do it. Swings, comes through as Ago decided to stick it. It's gonna be taken out as, once again, the Redhawks take the lead.
Yeah, really great patience there from Ataraxi to wait it out. I mean, things just got real mixy there for a moment. Just lives getting traded, and despite only having two players on site, it was a really nice job, really excellent post-plant positioning based off of where the spike was out of the Redhawks, and they're able to just slowly pick off members as they came in. Even though they had Ataraxi watching the flank for most of that site hold, waiting for the retake to come in, they were still able to find some success. Now they're find themselves in a position to go up 7-5 before the half switch.
Yeah, last round before the half here. Tucker moving in. Nibbler just on the other side, and Nibbler's just gonna get an easy headshot onto Tucker. They pick up that Phantom. Help the economy out a little bit. It's looking like it is possible to be evened out here, Rome, but I'm curious to see how this goes. Seeing a little bit of bullets being traded back and forth, but nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing quite yet, and we're seeing fairly similar attack. The only difference now for the Redhawks is because it was Tucker who died, they don't have trips guarding the extremities.
And speaking of garden extremities, they are not aware. Kyle finding Ataraxe. Put that one on the board, Rome. We've seen the Astro Diff come through. Just that's what I'm saying right now. All right, but we still have an aggression coming through. Abyss almost caught Kyle in astral form. See how this goes. He's just taking his time, playing it patient. Meanwhile, they are running the bomb to this C site, but Ago is standing their ground up there.
And if Abyss can get both of these players in window, it'll be really crucial. I don't know if they even know it's possible for him to be in that corner.
30 seconds left.
They need to clear it. The question remains, though, if they will or not.
Here we go. The aggression coming in onto the site here. Abyss now deciding to move things forward, trading things back. The spike is down. 16 seconds left on the clock. Abyss not too sure what to do. Now the Seekers are going to be online. The Seeker, oh no, gets tagged up, and there's a recon dart and another ultimate in front of him. So you know what? I think that's just going to be bending the knee there, as it is now tied up 6-6 in our first half.
Yeah, great reaction from UC Irvine there. They heard the action going down on C site and they swarmed it immediately because the time was so low. They knew that any pressure that they applied would really make things difficult for the Red Hawks, who had a limited amount of time to get the spike down, and Abyss, who had really excellent potential position, doesn't end up really, he's not really able to get much out of it because no players go through garage. They just went in through CT onto C site, and at that point, he was 1v3, 1v4, not able to get much. So we have an even half, 6-6, and now these two teams are going to be switching sides. Looks like UC Irvine is poised for a C hit. We're going to run into Tucker, the Cypher for Red Hawks, who's got a trip set up to slow down the initial hit through C-Long.
Yeah, UC Irvine really good with this aggression. We've seen it before.
And look at how many players have in garage, too.
Oh boy, this is going to be something else. It's about to be an all hands down brawl coming in here. Pistols in hand. Let's see the move in. Oh, okay. They're backing off. Probably going for a flank here, but we should be able to see the spike go down, as it looks like the site is going to be clear. 5v5 retake on this C site. Ponder going to be the first one aggressing. Gets Nibbler through the blind. The Astros traded out back and forth. So many trades going on here, but now it's all up to Platinum to stall this one out. Platinum good for 2. Gets blinded up. They're sticking the bomb right now, though. Platinum has to do something about it, and Phantom just going to find the headshot there, as that is going to be yet another win for the Red Hawks as they take the first round in the half.
Yeah, it was a really strange round there, and while the rest of his team was on C site, Calpie was playing really close to A lobby, with a couple trips set up and waiting to see if he could catch a flanker. And once the plant went down, and remember, there's 4 players in garage for the Red Hawks. Once the spike went down, he started to rotate, but it was Phantom who was starting a flank of his own, who heard him and was able to get the kill. And Calpie essentially just did nothing to help his team there. It's unfortunate. You can't really expect that stack into garage, but in the end, it's the round for the Red Hawks, and they have the gun advantage going into the second round of the half.
Yeah, they're buying up. They got those Spectres in hand. It's going to be really difficult, especially with some of that, but Platinum finds Ponder first. AGO good for another one. Now suddenly it's looking like it's going all UC Irvine. Oh, Kyle falling extremely low. Able to survive. Going to be a little bit of a heal going on here. The Trailblazer going to run through. Regardless, though, Asher Smoke up. They do have some Spectres, or Kyle at least has a Spectre here. Meanwhile, Calpie finds Abyss, a Phantom with the hit onto Nibbler, but right now I'm looking at Platinum. Platinum has a free reign of that C site, and we should see the spike get planted. Also, too, Calpie on such a deep flank in the spawn of the defenders right now, but this is looking like UC Irvine are in a position to win.
Yeah, and I mentioned the first round, he was kind of off doing his own thing. This round, it paid off as he was able to get Abyss, and now he's so deep. And look, they know he's there. They know he's there. They know they need to be looking for it, and Spectre's already in the hands of... Ooh, able to get the trade, though. Just left up to Tucker on a 1v3, and there it is. Yep, now coming up from behind, able to get the round win, and credit to UC Irvine, able to get a thrifty, and it was off the back of some early picks in Garage and in B main, if I'm not mistaken, able to pick up a Spectre, and there was that, you know, really scary looking fight between Abyss, and it was Kyle and AGO, I think, sitting in front of B main, and AGO was just spamming the regrowth onto Kyle, who had gotten shock darted down to 22 health and picked up the Spectre. They're able to get the round win, and now they find themselves in a weird spot where they're kind of bonusing after they lost the pistol, so things are going to get a little tricky here with the economy. They're just bursting onto site, knowing they have the weapons advantage. They're going to try to set up their post plant with what looks like a plant for C long.
And I'm not saying I would be... I wouldn't say that I would be scared, but you know what, at the same time, pushing into those rifles with only pistols in hand, that's got to be real tough. We see the three-man stack, the three amigos coming in on the back line, but I don't know how much value they're going to be able to get. Platinum already good for 3? Excuse me, Platinum, you should have a 3 in your name, not a 1. Now making me rethink maybe his name isn't Platinum after that one, but regardless, that's going to be a flawless victory. UC Irvine just running away with things. Already, Redhawks had a bit of a weird economy by that round, but it's only going to be made further as we should see rifles on board for both these teams now.
Well, that's the interesting thing here, Marks. Because they lost pistol but won the second round in the half, they essentially were bonusing in the third round without ever purchasing. So they still have their Spectres and the one Phantom that they bought in the hands of Platinum, who had a 4K last round. So they're actually going to bonus in the fourth round of the half. And if you look at their credits, they are slowly starting to build them up. This is actually a really crucial round for the Redhawks to win. Otherwise, the economy is going to tip heavily in the favor of UC Irvine. This is crucial.
And who doesn't love learning about economics, especially when you're playing Valorant here? Regardless, Ponder showing up this time, finds Nibbler, able to escape out of there. Spam coming through, Calpie actually able to find him. The Hunter's Fury online, let's see if any picks come in through this time. Oh, of course, Platinum finds Ataraxi, but not before Ataraxi found 2. Now it's a 2v3, okay, 1v2. The trade's coming in so quickly. AGO spotted in the backline, blinded up as well, and Tucker just gets the spam through. And it's all tied up once again. The Redhawks taking that round. As you said, very crucial for them to do so.
They needed that round, and unfortunate that they did lose 3 rifles on it. It's going to really limit their ability to grow their economy, but it does put them in a good position. The match is tied at 8-8, and that really was a key round, because if UC Irvine had been able to get a that kind of quasi once removed bonus round win, they would have really set themselves up well. And we see Platinum once again getting a kill with the Hunter's Fury. Does have a rifle back in hand, so our first even round, just Ponder going to be without a rifle, going to use his Bladestorm instead.
Here we go, a little bit of aggression coming in through mid. Calpie good on Abyss. Now gonna get all that information. Show me all your locations. I couldn't think of a word there that was going to be appropriate. Let's just say that, but it's okay because the bomb's going to be planted down onto B now. Rome.
Yeah. And not quite backing up out of sight is Nibbler, which is interesting after the plan, opting to try to play in there and loses his life for it. Calpie able to take out Ponder, though.
2v4. This is looking pretty good for Irvine. They swung things back really quick, and I think it was off of the hit of Calpie. You know, finding that first
positioning in A link, 3 players there?
Oh, well, it's kind of working out right now. Hey, turns out it worked out perfectly fine. Irvine once again in the lead, 9-8.
Yeah, well, what's so interesting about that is typically when you see teams plant on B site, and remember, it was off of the ult from their Cypher. it was Cowpie who got that initial pick onto Platinum. A Long used his ult, able to figure out the positioning, and they planted B, but they planted in a little cubby towards C Link. They didn't abandon site and play from mid and B window, and instead they found themselves with 3 players in A Link in a post-plant position. They had a 2v4 advantage, so it wasn't too much to worry about, but it was certainly a little different as they look to set up a hard, fast hit here into A. About to run into Ponder. Takes out the Trailblazer.
Yeah, Sheriff's in hand. Look at the aggressive defense coming in through this B site. Ponder turning it up once again, gets a nice little cheeky headshot, sees Kyle again, takes him right in the forehead there. This time though, Platinum on top of it. Platinum good for 2. Now it's only 2v1. Regardless, no matter which way you look at it, this was a great round coming out from the defenders. They already got so much value, but this is looking like it should be. You see Irvine here, Phantom finds Nibbler. This is suddenly very winnable, 1v1.
He's so
Platinum
low,
though. Also, too, just check the scoreboard. Platinum has 27 kills this game. So you know what? If someone can do it, it's going to be Platinum, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Platinum has more than double the amount of kills of the person with the next amount on his team. Bro, that's insane.
Yeah, a really, really nice job from UC Irvine here. I mean, they're forcing finally the first time out of the series, and got to give them a lot of credit. They weren't able to win that that kind of weird bonus round that they had, and the match got tied up. But they've been slowly just kind of building this lead back up, and they have pretty decent economy right now with their players already bought up. We see 3 of them with over 4,000 credits. Platinum sitting with over 6,000 after they've already bought their rifles and shields for this round. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, I mean, this is another one of those key swing rounds in terms of economy, Marks, where the Red Hawks are able to buy here, but they're not even able to full buy, as Ataraxy not going to be able to afford full shields. And this is a round where ultimate abilities and the usage of the ultimates is really going to come in key. Not a whole lot on the board for both squads, but the Red Hawks do have 3 right now, and you got to wonder if they're kind of coming up with a game plan to try to get the most out of them, to see what they can do, because they need a round desperately here.
Yeah, see, I come from an Overwatch background, and if you've ever played Overwatch, when ultimates are online, there's a saying that says, press Q to win. Unfortunately, Valorant's a little bit more slower paced, and you have to be a little bit more tactical with it. So, like you said, Rome, I imagine that's exactly what they were trying to think about. How to get the most out of these ultimates, just try and bring this one back, because if they lose another round, Irvine are going to be posed to win things out here.
Yep. And a hit coming in onto C site. They haven't cleared out Nibbler. There's Ponder able to get 1, but Nibbler's, oh my God, Nibbler is on fire with 3 so far. Really feeling pretty frisky right now. Wants to see if he can take another fight. Sends a cloud burst onto Link. Might have spotted out the player there. Not quite sure if he knows Phantom's there. Well, he knows now. And he's
Nibbler
got 4.
with the ace.
Yeah, he's probably hunting. Going to be trying to look for Tucker. And you see a wise decision here with the economy so low for the Red Hawks. They kind of need to save, because as is, they're going to be looking at an 11-8 scoreline where they're going to need to save. Things are looking really, really tough. Tucker just making the smart play to save the rifle here. And I mean, Mark, let's be honest here. The Red Hawks are really going to need to come up with either something really nice on this eco or a pretty serious comeback if they do lose the next round and find themselves down 12-8.
Absolutely. See, when I'm in Tucker's situation there, I'd be looking for a way to just take myself out, because I do not want to give a chase to the other team. But maybe that's just more of a reflection on me being a human being.
Priorities.
But you know, quick, jump out of heaven over and over and over again until I die. That way they can't get the ace there. But also, too, very wise move, like you said, to save that Phantom into this next round. As well, it's 11-8 right now for UC Irvine.
That's the Mark special right there. Jump in and out of heaven as many times as it takes to kill yourself. Oh,
the other team, it confuses them, because then they're just like, why do I hear like the
Okay, Marks, now we need to talk about this, because this is really interesting. The Red Hawks are, instead of opting to play for overtime, they actually bought up here. They still have 3 ultimates on board. If they lose this, they're going to be at match point on an eco. They need to find success here, or their tournament lives are pretty much over. It's going to be really difficult. And there's no knowledge of that, though, for UC Irvine yet. So they probably think they're going up against an eco. Wonder if that affects how they play this. I don't know if they've gotten a full idea that everyone has rifles for the Red Hawks yet.
I'd like to also highlight there, we had a Hunter's Fury come online, but it almost got no value. It might have been just a little bit preemptive without any information here. Now, we are going to be seeing the A side hit, but like you said, I'm curious to see whether or not this rifle difference is going to be online. But if Tucker's spamming through, they might be able to hear that. Ago gets hit up by the Trailblazer. The spike is going to be going down there as Ponder finds Nibbler to start off this round. Once again, they're in their kind of a fun spot, let's say, for the plant there, but Platinum finds Ataraxi. Ago finds another. Tucker good for one. Phantom comes in from above. Kyle, though, the White Knight to take out the Phantom. Take flight. Now it's 2v2. They know where they are. You're gonna ping up Kyle there, but once again, they have to do something to deny this defuse. Abyss kind of checking the corner there, but they're lighting it up. It's now the Sova v Sova. Abyss versus Platinum. Platinum, the man with the most kills in this lobby. Gonna be sticking that defuse. Abyss looking for it, but Platinum's able to psych him out almost. He's going back there, but Platinum just doing such a great job of playing time, and that's gonna be one round away from victory. Platinum hitting that 3-piece. He's now 30 kills on the board.
This man is on fire. I mean, Jesus, 30-9. I mean, he is really putting his stamp on this one. I mean, he's really shown out here. You got to give him a lot of credit. Great patience there. He almost knocked Abyss off of the spike before it went down to half, but wow, that was really close. So great map so far out of him, and his team is at map point, up 12-8. Looking good.
All right, now a little bit of an eco coming in from the defenders. Aggression coming onto this B site. If I'm UC Irvine, I don't want to be underestimating my opponent at all. Calpine, now I'm going to be moving in here. The Blade Storm, though. Ponder's good for it. I think I found him with the right click, so he's not going to get the knives back anymore. Shout out to the Jet Patch. Okay, the spike is still in their hands. Platinum trading it back onto Phantom. That's who you want to see. Take out their top fragger. Now, they are going to be moving in to C. Regardless, though, Platinum and Kyle in very strange positions here, playing this split. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but regardless, they should be able to move onto this site there. Turns out it's working out just fine as Platinum finds Ponder. The spike is down now. Ataraxi turning it up. All right, Kyle trading it back. At Astra Diff. Abyss still in this great spot. Sees the rifle from Kyle. Now it's 1v1 yet again. Abyss. Sorry, 1v2. Abyss up against Platinum. Platinum, though, has to deal with Tucker coming in. Now 1v1. It's definitely winnable, and if anyone can do it, it is going to be Platinum. Now, Tucker, tucked away in the back there. He's waiting for it. 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to make a move at some point. They're going to be using the recon bolt onto site. Gets destroyed, though, Tucker. Being a little bit wiser for it. Using the information. Tucker just trying to play for time. Sees the Owlbot. Going to shoot that one out of the sky. Clip its wings. Now here we go. Right around the side. Platinum comes out and finds the headshot. Platinum doing Platinum things. 34 kills on the board. Taking UC Irvine to their victory against Miami University of Ohio. The Redhawks have been defeated, but what a match, Rome.
Oh my Lord. Platinum was just carrying his team on that one. 34-9.
Oh, boy.
A 1v1 to win the second to last round of the match, and then a 1v2. I mean, amazing patience. The spike is down. He's got 30 seconds left, and he just waited in garage. I was waiting for him to make a move, and as soon as he heard, I think it was the cage come out on C site, he was waiting for some sort of fight to go down, and the patience paid off. With about 7 seconds left, finally took the fight, and he was able to take out Tucker, who was really having a bit of a struggle on that map. Only 6-17. Unfortunate scoreline for him, but congratulations to UC Irvine. They're going to advance, and unfortunately for the Miami University of Ohio Redhawks, their run in this tournament is over. But they proved they proved just how good they were. I mean, they were listed as a 10 seed, and they played way above that. They were really quite the match for UC Irvine.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we are going to have an interview here, so we are going to be throwing to a quick break while we get one of the members from Irvine into our chat so we can ask them a couple of questions. So stick around just for a second while we get that lined up. And then after the interview, we've got more matches of Valorant, so you're going to want to stick around for that one too. But we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Hey everyone, we are the Center Ring Esports Podcast, bringing you another pro scene update for the Valorant side of esports. We had the NA LCQ recently wrap up, and Anuj, maybe a surprise to some, was the fact, not just their results with 100 Thieves, but we saw a very, very, very late roster move as 100 Thieves announced that they are replacing Steel for Boy. I know we've talked about it on our full-time podcast, which you can check out at the Center Ring if you're interested. This made little to no sense to me, though, Anuj. You have 100 Thieves, a team that's been performing very well. You know, I would even say consistently well. Even if there was some inner turmoil with Steel, like personalities clashing, which, for those who aren't familiar with Steel, is not like the most unbelievable thing in the world. Even if that's the case, I feel like you have to finish this out with the team that got you there. Making this late roster addition makes little to no sense to me.
Yeah, this was like kind of a tough pill to swallow because I think 100 Thieves really had the best chance to win LCQ, and falling short here I think was a direct result of the roster change last minute. Steel was somebody that brought, I think, even if he brought a personality issue, which is not confirmed, but even if there was a personality clash, he's somebody that brought a wealth of experience to him, right? Somebody who's confident in his playstyle, somebody who's able to help with call outs and take over that if you know, in-game leader is struggling at that point in time. I think it was a pretty drastic move for a team that was right on the cusp of, you know, really achieving something special in the last VCT. Now here we are at LCQ. They were, I think, heavy favorites in my eyes. And to fall short in that situation, again, I think it's just a direct result of losing Steel. Now, one team's loss is going to be another team's gain because there are reports out there that Steel is basically being targeted by all the top NA teams at the moment. I mean, literally everybody seems to be interested in this guy. So he's going to find a home, and I still think 100 Thieves is going to end up having to make an adjustment. And had they waited, we wouldn't have had this what-if scenario. What if Steel was there for this LCQ qualifier?
I think it also puts Boy at a very awkward spot, right? You're the new guy on the team, so you already have high expectations, a lot of pressure on you. You're going into literally their biggest moment as a Valorant roster, right? This is your chance to get into champs. So a lot of pressure on you, not only from your teammates, but even like on Reddit, on Twitter, right? The fans out there have been putting a lot of pressure on you. You're knocking out Steel, arguably one of the top talents in the game. And now you lose, and either whether the hate is rightfully so, which I don't think it is, you only have one sample size to go off of, it's just an awkward spot even for Boy. Like even if you want to just separate it from the team in general, for Boy, it's just, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair how they did it to him either. If you're going to make the move, just do it all behind the scenes and say, hey, we're going to finish this out, and regardless of the results, we're going to make this roster move.
The only way that he was going to come out of this looking good was had they won, you know, the last chance qualifier. I think any other scenario in this case was going to make it look like this was a bad move, right? Even if they lost in the finals, it still would have been just as equally disappointing as losing in, you know, the semifinals like they did here. So yeah, I mean, his only win-win situation was that they actually win this event, and without that happening, you're going to question again the what ifs in this scenario.
Well, we're gonna have to ask what if for a very long time, because we are a month away from champs and probably even longer from another meaningful tournament to really gauge where this 100 Thieves roster is, if it's even this roster the next big event. You know, who knows? They could make another change between now and then. Plenty of time to do so. So we will discuss that, though, on our full-time esports podcast, the Center Ring Esports Podcast, which you can follow on Twitter at the Center Ring. Go figure. And for you to watch more high-level Valorant action, you need to stick it right here with Philly Esports.
What's going on, everybody? I got my man Ago from UC Irvine here for a quick interview. Congratulations, first off, on defeating the Red Hawks. It was a tough series. Things looked a little rough on split there, but man, Platinum really was doing something different on Haven. What were the cons like as he was popping off and just getting those Hunter's Fury like every 2-3 rounds?
Well, he was upset from the first map or the second map split because he was like playing poorly. So he promised us like he's gonna get at least 40 kills, but this on Haven he got like 34, but it's pretty good for us. He was able to clutch a lot of rounds. So
close enough. And yeah, those last 2 rounds where you got clutches, obviously crucial to get you guys the win. You guys are looking forward to your next match now. What is the confidence level like after kind of the one rough match, but overall a good series for you guys against the Red Hawks? How you guys feeling about the rest of the tournament?
we're feeling pretty good. I think we're pretty confident that we could win the whole tourney, but obviously it's like we're still like watching out for some opponents on the other side of the bracket. But we're pretty confident today that we're gonna come in, show up, and play our hardest.
Awesome. All right. Well, Ago, thanks so much for coming by for a quick interview. Best of luck to you and the rest of the UC Irvine fellas in the rest of the tournament. We'll be seeing you a little later today. Congratulations on the win and good luck in the rest of the tournament, man. You have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty.
Hey, welcome back everyone to another Pro Scene update. We are the Center Ring Esports podcast. My buddy Anuj, along with me, Tim. We host a weekly esports podcast, obviously called The Center Ring. Check it out at The Center Ring. All right, Anuj, let's get into a little LCQ talk, NA edition here. As after a little delay, a little brief delay due to COVID, tech issues, you name it, they suffered it. We finally have the teams that were victor, Cloud9 Blue. Surprising, I think, to most. I think if we're all being honest with ourselves, a little surprised that Cloud9 was the team to come out of the NA LCQ.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely surprising to everybody. They are formerly known as Tenzin Company, for those of you that don't remember, right? This was Tenz's original home. They kind of had to do a little bit of a rebuilt with a ton of Counter-Strike talent. And we're able to do it super effectively, right? They just recently added Vanity from version 1, and that was a really big pickup. Always nerve-wracking, I think, Tim, to do that before a big tournament, as we'll talk about later on with some other teams. But for Cloud9, definitely worked out. They were able to push through and take that last champion spot.
I know some people are talking about maybe there's an unfair advantage because NA's was delayed, right? So it's less time between them and champs. Still like a month away from champs, so I don't think you're gonna have like any of like this hype carry over. Like there's enough downtime between now and champs to where I think Cloud9 will get off of Cloud9, if you will. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about any unfair advantage from NA's side.
there's not going to be any momentum carryover here.
No.
This is not like a day or two before the tournament where a team stays hot going in. Like, will they be feeling good about themselves? Sure, but this is a month later.
Real quick, other teams I wanted to highlight from this. We'll talk about 100 Thieves in another update because there's enough to talk about. A little disappointed though with version 1. You know, they looked so good early on in just the VCT circuit, and we just after Iceland never really saw them be them again.
Yeah, you know, the whole Zelsa situation kind of threw them off for a little bit of a funk. Obviously, shipping off Vanity, you know, getting Zelsa's back into the lineup, who actually played really well for them, but they haven't looked the same. I think maybe we all got on a little bit of a high, right, watching them take over VCT the way they did, and even at that point, if you recall, it felt like a surprise that they were in that situation, right? So although they have everyone's support from NA, you know, I think they were a shocker the first time around, and we've kind of set back into reality a little bit here. I think the team that also surprised me that didn't get a little bit further than they did was XSET, although they made it to lower round. They were a team that's consistently been playing well, so to fall short for them, you know, has to hurt. On the flip side, you have a team like Rise Tim, who really honestly came out of nowhere. When they knocked out, who did they play in their first round matchup? They beat FaZe Clan, then they beat Cloud9 in round 2. You know, the respect was earned from the community at that point, and they took it all the way to the finals, unfortunately falling a little short there.
Unfortunately, only one team can move on, so you have a lot more disappointed than those who are happy about their results. Either way, they have enough time to get over it because we are still a month out from champs, and then who knows when the next event will be after that. I'm sure Riot has thrown it out there, but it's not in front of me, so it doesn't exist.
Who knows what rosters will look like in the next event after champs.
Right. So there you have it. It's a little NALCQ talk for you. Follow us on Twitter at The Centering. Stay right here with Philly Esports for more college Valorant action.